I live in Colorado. My state works just fine. We don't have these Phil Scotts or Tariq Nasheeds in our area. We would have been showed up and burned their house to the ground. And burned their house to the ground.
And burned their house to the ground.
The moment that you're collecting money from the opposition and trying to ask for things in an inopportune way. We don't play that shit.
It's the butthurt blues. No matter who, 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 it's the butthurt blues. I'm done. I'm butthurt in life. And it's all ABMedia83's fault. It's always ABMedia83's fault. I'm butthurt. I'm butthurt. I'm butthurt. What's going on, gentlemen? AB Media 83 here, and welcome to AB Media 83 Daily. Tonight, we're going to be critiquing a butthurt brain trust stream. In this butthurt brain trust stream, well, they tried to defend the drunk, AKA running for president. Yeah, good luck on that one. But let's see if they succeed. Answer no, but anyway, we're gonna play it anyway. So let's get started. A second here. Oh, and yes, I did see, for the record, just to state for the record, before we get started, I did see MOT cry about me. I don't give a shit. And it would be a waste of my time to do a whole stream on it, especially considering he started off the stream talking about how I like Cynthia G. Yeah. Anyway, but y'all give me one second here. All right, sorry about that, folks. I had to take a little break from me. All right, let's get this started. Oh, by the way, I might put the link in the chat later. And no, but her brain trust, you cannot come up today. You ignored me yesterday when I did say something. You're not coming up today. But anyway.
Right? Yeah. We post race.
And if you look at the other side, they wasn't required to do nothing. You know, just
my co-panelists, Dollar Will, MOT, and the Gone 11. What's going on, man?
What's happening?
Nothing much.
What's going on, Mike?
Nothing much, bro.
Let's speed this up a little bit.
The election in 2024 was a pivotal moment, in American history and in politics.
Yeah, you lost. And Kamala Harris lost too. She lost all the swing states. Lost all the swing states. Get over
it. Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump was one for the books. And one of the things that was brought up, and is constantly brought up, was she a viable candidate to begin with? And this is all past tense and stuff like that. But the thing here is, when you're talking about black politics, when you're talking about the black voter,
no, she was not a viable candidate at all. You're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself, right?
Black men in particular were a...
What about black men? Other black men that voted, 80% voted for Kamala Harris, and you're still bitching about it. What up, black men? Anyway.
Contentious sort of discussion around how do you organize black men and how do you get the black male vote, right? And in 2020, there was something called a platinum plan that Trump came out with during the September 2020 election. And then now in 2024, when you fast forward, you go into 2024, the debate was...
Yeah, that was in 2020 and Trump didn't get elected. So anyway.
Does Kamala Harris actually have a black agenda? Well, she did have a black agenda. And then the conversation went further and said, well, what about black men, the black male vote? Trump is going to siphon off, whatever percentage of the vote he was going to get.
Yeah, he got about 20% of the black male vote. He didn't get a majority of the black male vote, and you're still bitching about it.
And what did Kamala Harris have at the time? To woo black men into into the ballot. When you really think about it, Trump did not have an agenda for black people or black men in particular. But when Kamala Harris did have one,
no, I'm not going to say that Democrats didn't have a plan for black people, but their plan for black people was to replace them with illegal immigrants. Joe Biden told you that when he talked to the civil rights leaders. He said you're going to have to talk to the Hispanics. I don't see you niggas talking to the Hispanics. The president you voted for, Joe Biden, told y'all to go talk to the whole Hispanic. Go talk to Latinos. I don't see y'all doing that.
That suddenly was not enough, right? And so people pushed back and they said, well, I just don't rock with her, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So what? And I know. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If they analyze this stream, they're gonna say I hate black women. But the funny part is, I know a lot of black women that were not feeling Kamala Harris, and that was in 2020 and 2024. So I'm gonna address something Mike said in my last stream. So let's continue.
Well, the question I have is, did a black male agenda really matter to black men in order to support either candidate? What say you guys?
I want to go first.
Who wants to go?
I'll go. I'll go, Noah.
Okay, I'll be the lightweight on this one. I'll say, first of all, anyone that has a track record of being vice president of the United States, I think that's qualification.
No, Dr. Will, I disagree.
Okay.
Especially Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris did something I didn't think was possible. I will give Kamala Harris credit for one thing. She did something I didn't think was possible. She found a way to be less likable than Dick Cheney. I didn't think that was possible, and Democrats put her up anyway.
I think that a lot of I'm trying to find a nice way to say we're full of crap. It's like we majored first things first, big items first. We needed why we were looking at gender politics and expecting a black agenda.
Why shouldn't we look at gender politics? Black women were definitely looking at gender politics in 2024. So what's wrong with us looking at gender politics? It'd be one thing if it was one-sided, but it's not.
It's not in our fractured mind. It's not a black agenda unless it says black. Most of the things that black people want help America. It doesn't have to say black. So I guess are we expecting a rollback of?
Dude, we know what country we live in. We never said it. Our name had to be on it.
The movement that empowered women and didn't aggressively promote black men in the interest of racial equality, and we want that solution all right now. I guess I'm not really sure what we expect from our elected officials in the name of a black agenda, because our issues historically are human rights issues. They don't have to be labeled black.
Anyone else you want to jump in?
For me, I don't think it was about no black agenda, because you're talking to apolitical and ahistorical people who won't.
Maybe you should look in the mirror.
Something that was black agenda, they didn't even name what it was. And when you don't have an understanding or a telling of history, the complete history.
We gave you the 19-point plan and you threw it back in our face.
And you just ask for things out of turn. It just turns into a and if you look at the other side, they wasn't required to do nothing. We just have a bunch of
What do you mean? You speak as if all the black manosphere voted for Republicans. And I can tell you all of the black manosphere didn't vote Republican. Some of them stayed at home. Some of them, like me, I actually split my vote. I actually did vote for some Democrats in Indiana. Oh wait, I thought I was supposed to be some MAGA Republican. Oh well. Anyway,
the November's just trying to posture themselves in a position to.
And let me be clear about something. I vote on policy. I don't pick a side. I vote on policy. What's going on, BGS? What's going on, Horrocks? I vote on policy. I don't waste time with pick a side. I vote on policy. And sometimes that's going to be for the Democrats. Sometimes it's going to be the Republican. It is what it is. Depends on the issue. Case in point. The Republican running for mayor wasn't offering anything, so I voted Democrat. I have nothing to hide. And before we continue, I have a simple question. Press 1 in the chat if I have ever said to anybody during any of my live streams that you have to vote Republican. Press 1 if I've ever said vote red no matter who. Press 2 if I said vote who you want to vote for. I have never, ever been vote red no matter who. It depends on where you're at. If they're not meeting your needs, don't vote for them. If there is a Democrat that's meeting your needs, you can vote for them. I'm not here to discourage anybody from not exercising their right to vote. But one of the reasons, and yes, the Republicans are full of shit. A lot of Republicans are full of shit. Not all of them, but a lot of them are full of shit. I'm harder on the Democrats is because one of the reasons I'm harder on the Democrat is the Republicans are not trying to shove their bullshit down my throat like the Democrats are through y'all. through people like the Butthurt Brain Trust. But hold on, give me a second here. Let's spicing this up. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're from the Black Brain Trust, you're not allowed on my panel. But we are going to go through this. But you brothers can come up right now. And before you complain about me not letting you on my panel, remember, Saturday's open. All right, let's continue. Sorry, hold on a minute.
19-point agenda for black men, and all of a sudden, no political content after.
Hey, what's going on, BGS?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you can see, they're trying to defend the drunk, AKA. Bless their hearts.
After the orange man got back into the presidency. Byron Donald, no cabinet position. Tim Scott, no cabinet position. John James, no cabinet position.
If I'm not mistaken, Brian Donalds was running for Florida governor.
He was.
So why would he be looking for a cabinet position?
I don't know.
And Tim Scott is probably happy where he's at. By the way, I've been consistent. I've always said this about Tim Scott. He is a coon to a degree. Now, in fairness to him, he has done some stuff for brothers with the First Step Act, but nothing he does surprises me.
Yeah. Okay. So
nothing he does surprise me because all you have to do is look at who he replaced. Who he replaced.
So what's his complaint? Okay, that Donald Trump didn't put a black person on his cabinet? Is that his complaint?
Yeah, that's part of the complaint. And
okay. So what? And big deal.
Yeah. What else is new? To be fair, there is some evidence that Pete Hegseth is, a little on the racist side, but
Yeah, but that's not why he picked him.
Nope. That's not why he picked him, but yeah, he picked him for loyalty.
Because he also picked Robert, RFK Jr.
Yes.
Gabbard and other people. So
I forget
on the left.
I forget the committee, but he actually picked a black woman for some. I forget the name of the committee.
At the end of the day, what they're doing is supplying a weak argument. What is their argument?
What argument? Anyway.
Yeah, is no argument.
And if you look at all the black people who was in the previous administration, that was actually taken out of the administration.
Oh, fun fact, BGS.
Yes, sir.
I would cover MLT crying about me yesterday, but it would literally be a waste of my time.
Oh, okay.
This nigga tried to say I want Cynthia G.
Okay. Oh, okay. And he gets that from what? Where did you draw that from?
I mentioned her on Monday. The only reason I mentioned her is because he has a guy. He's calling himself now Inquisitive Prince, but it's a Mary Brown.
Okay, Mary Brown. Okay.
And I pointed out that Amelia Brown used to sniff Cynthia G skirts. So
he did. Yeah, he did. So what?
And he didn't deny it. So I'm like, okay. But he tried to say I wish I could be with Cynthia G.
Most people don't like Cynthia G. No. So
no. She has somewhat of a body, not in the face, but no. I'm not going to wake up to that woman's mouth. It's just not going to happen.
And not replaced with
and plus she's psychologically nuts. So who would sign up for
that?
What is this blackmail agenda? Like, you can't ask for your name to be on stuff, and then you don't say what needs to be in it.
When do we ever ask our name to be on anything? Good Lord.
Who's that? Who ask who to be on it?
They're claiming that it has to have black on it. Well, when somebody implements our agenda. No, we've never said that.
Why does it have to have black on it?
I don't.
The black. God, man, that's why I call them pedestrians, man. You can't. They cannot be this stupid. Okay, The black male political, the thing is, and this, I'll give you the history of the black male political agenda, right? Because Dr. T did not want to write it, okay?
Right.
And I said, one, it has to be written by a PhD because you got a name, you got a title, and if I write it or AB write it or Charles writes it, it's not going to carry the same weight. I'm sorry, it's not, okay?
Yeah.
That's what I told him.
Quasi's kept a lot of the feminist agenda was written by academia.
It was written by academia, and the thing is, and I told him because it was in 2019, 2020. I said, okay. I said they always, because basically the question was, especially for the black manosphere, right? Okay, what do you guys stand for? What does you guys want? What's your agenda? What's your manifesto, right? Okay, what does you want, right? And so came up with is the black male political agenda. All the stuff that the black manosphere wants to see happen legally.
Yes.
And that's where it came from. Has nothing to do with attaching it to a political party or political entity or a particular color. Okay, it's things that we want to see happen as an entity. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, and they're making it into something that it's not. In other words, you got to plant your flag. I
don't care who does it as long as it gets done.
The Agenda 2025, okay, which was Agenda 2020.
Oh, don't get me started.
1980 and shit like that. But the thing is, it was a Heritage Foundation, right? The thing is, what do they stand for? What do they want to see, and what is their objectives? And that's all the 19-point political agenda is. I don't know why they're upset with it. If you disagree with it, there's 19 points. What do you disagree with?
Yeah.
What do you disagree with? It's just a stance. It has nothing to do with, are y'all going to get behind it and try to get the stuff elected? No, it's the thing is, some of the stuff has already been implemented, case by case, like DNA testing at birth. Okay, that's one. Okay.
Yes.
50-50 custody. Stuff like that is already starting to take roots. Okay. Sorry.
I forget what state it was, but they were literally going to put child support on like an EBT type card.
Oh,
I forget what state it was. I think it was Connecticut.
Okay, it could be, but there's a lot of little things that's in the black male political agenda that's being slowly but surely implemented. Nothing gets implemented overnight. Okay, we don't have to have a Democrat champion in our cause. Okay, that's not what it's about. But the thing is, but these guys are supposed to say they're politically savvy, and they're not. But go ahead, man. Continue. But the thing is, I encourage Dr. T to write it up and put his name on it. And he surveyed the black manosphere. Said, what's important that you guys would like to see on a political agenda? And people contributed. So it's a group contribution about what we would like to see as far as legal status in the United States. It has nothing to do with anything else. Go ahead.
Right.
I mean, I'm glad this is not a factor where I live in Colorado, but I
think they're mainly upset that we're not just putting our eggs in one basket and throwing this at the Democrat Party.
But the thing is, okay, even if you're a Democratic shill, okay, even if you want to see the Democratic Party, okay,
right.
Even if you're a cheerleader, okay, you have to understand the political climate that you're in.
Exactly.
And they don't, okay? They talk about Donald Trump. You know why Donald Trump won. It had nothing to do with Donald Trump, okay? It had everything to do with the Democrats imploding. You should be worried about how the Democrats are actually going to rebuild their party.
Oh, guess what the Democrats released today?
What?
The so-called autopsy.
Oh, of the 2024 election?
Yes.
Oh, okay. They should. Okay, they should have done it. Really,
they should have done it like 5 months ago. But anyway,
they should have done it. Yeah, they should have done it about 5 months ago, but they didn't. But they knew. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they act like we were. And you don't have to listen to us about how bad Kamala Harris fucked up. The Democrats talked about how bad Kamala fucked up.
If her own campaign team, okay?
Yes.
The people that led her campaign said she had little to no chance of being president. How much more do you need? It's not like anybody betrayed her. She had little to no shot in the beginning.
Yes.
Consider these people political non-participants, and they was just trying to find a reason not to participate and build an actual.
What he's saying is we didn't kiss the Democrat Party's ass hard enough, pretty much.
I don't. The thing is, I mean, I understand your feelings. You sound like one of the women. That's what he sounds like. Because this is what the women actually make more sense than he does. Okay.
Yeah. To some of the Black women's Democrats credit, they don't go this hard. Good
Don't
Lord.
get this hard. Yeah, they know where they lost. Okay. Go ahead.
An actual strength-based system based on non-participation and wrapping the actual system around
the ones that do turn other Black women off. So, but let's keep continuing.
Participation when they all live in liberal areas. So I'm not sure how much more of a black agenda that you need when you don't live in conservative areas, you live in liberal.
What?
Yeah, but he was.
What the hell is he talking about? The black male agenda? Is that what he's talking about? He's
talking about me because I live in a liberal area and I live in a conservative state. So what?
Okay, so all right. Anyway,
and that doesn't really matter because
it makes zero sense.
He was crying about Dr. T other day, and if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Key lives in a liberal area and a liberal state.
It's California. So what?
Oh, you'll love this. He was saying there's nothing wrong with California. California runs just fine.
No, it doesn't.
That's exactly what I said. Like, wait, have we talked to anybody from California? Anyway.
11.
Yeah, as far as the black male agenda, if you're saying, was that going to be important for these guys to, come in, or would that be important for these people to come and vote for them, for conservative or for the liberal side? I'm going to say no. The conservatives, not important for them because they went and supported a man who didn't have any agenda for them, didn't come up with another agenda for them.
Not everybody in the black manosphere supported Donald Trump. Come on.
The thing is, as far as 50-50 custody was actually enacted in red states first, okay? It wasn't in the liberal states, okay? DNA testing at birth is going to be enforced by red states.
That's a conservative movement, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because it goes along with the abortion bill, right? Those are conservative leaning things, okay? They're not. In fact, the liberal states are the ones that are actually fighting it.
Yes.
What are they talking about?
And you had a black candidate who they didn't want to say was considered black, and put forth a black male agenda, and they went against this person. So no.
For the record, she was black enough, but she wasn't qualified.
And she put a black male agenda up at the last second. Okay.
Yes. Oh, by the way, that black male agenda is in my description. If you want, if anybody wants to take a look.
It basically, a lot of that stuff it didn't mount to a hill of a beans, for black men.
No.
Mm-hmm.
That was not important. Yeah, people supporting people who had who went against your community, against your people. These people were going here supporting that, and then going against the candidate.
Wow, you said that as if the Democrat Party has a history of being for our people. Anyway,
so basically, Biden was bringing in 10 million TPS immigrants to take your jobs and take your spots.
Yes.
Oh, and put black people as a permanent underclass, but he's for black people, really?
Yeah. All their excuses, BGS, their excuses, but he put some DEI hires in his administration. He put some black people in administration. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with anyway?
Are these guys political Luddites? Are they knuckle draggers or something like that? Do they actually read? Or just optics is more.
It's actually worse than that, BGS. They read, but they don't comprehend.
I guess so.
So no. I certainly can't say that. Say that was actually important. No. No. And those who said that it was, that voted against those that had an agenda, just showed you exactly what really was going on with that. What was really going on with that. So that's my answer to that. Go ahead.
Go ahead. The idea of a black male agenda is a great idea, but I don't remember that idea coming up when it was Biden versus Trump. So,
what? Ice Cube wasn't around? Okay. Anyway,
black woman, or if they want to say,
Ice Cube didn't have a plan back then.
Are you talking about the black male political agenda? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but he said there wasn't no black male agenda at all. Oh, Ice Cube had a plan. What you talking about?
Yeah, Mike Ice Cube had a plan. So
black woman coming onto the ticket now we have to talk about a black agenda. I mean, we black all the time, 24/7, 365. We need to be living black agenda throughout, and we don't.
Oh boy.
Okay, now if we want to talk about, I'm saying later throughout the whole black manosphere at large, yeah, let's have a black agenda that we about every day, 24/7, 365. And I propose that we make unionization a priority on the black agenda.
Yeah, boy.
Indeed. Let's get to the document that Kamala Harris did put together, that the Harris campaign did put together back in 2024, and kind of evaluate whether or not, she had an agenda versus the other guy. So this is from the Harris campaign. This is the PDF. Vice President Harris will deliver for black men. She will.
Oh, by the way, Mike, just in case you try to say I didn't, I did cover her agenda. That link is in the chat too. Oops.
Oh boy.
Provide the tools to black men to build wealth, support their families, lead in their communities.
And I actually did read through her agenda. I bullet pointed when I did the stream, but I did read through her agenda, and she didn't have
I skimmed it, and I said it wasn't anything to write home about. Let's put it that way.
Read for this really quickly. Vice President Harris will build an opportunity economy where everyone has the opportunity to get not just get by, but to get ahead. She knows that black men have long felt that too often their voice in our political process has gone unheard, and that there is so much untapped ambition and leadership within the black male community. Black men and boys deserve a president who will provide the opportunity to unleash the talent and potential by removing historic barriers to wealth creation, education, employment, earnings, health, and improving the criminal justice system. Black men deserve a president who will deliver on promises and equip them with the tools and resources to make their aspirations a reality.
Kissing ass.
Yep.
While traveling across the country to cities like Atlanta, Detroit, and Charlotte, she heard powerful stories from black men about the biggest hurdles that still make it too difficult for them to get their businesses off the ground and grow them to meet their full ambitions, and discuss policies that can help break down remaining.
Funny, all the black business owners I've been hearing are going for Trump. Oops.
Barriers to success. Drawing on the insights from her experience throughout her career in her economic opportunity tour, today Vice President Harris is laying out an opportunity agenda for black men to provide them with the tools to achieve financial freedom, lower costs, to better provide themselves.
And most of what he just said right there is word salad. But anyway,
provide for themselves and their families to protect their rights. This path-breaking agenda includes providing 1 million loans that are fully forgivable to black entrepreneurs and to start a business. 2, champion education, training, and mentorship programs that help black men get good paid jobs in high demand industries and lead their communities, including pathways to becoming teachers. 3, supporting a regulatory framework for a cryptocurrency and other digital assets so black men who invest in and own these assets are protected. 4, launching a national health equity initiative focused on black men that address sickle
health equity? But anyway,
cell disease, diabetes, mental health, prostate cancer, and other health.
Sickle cell. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that more a problem with black women?
In fact, RFK Jr. got roasted by the Democrats who were saying something very similar.
Yeah, but sickle cell affects black women more. So that
no, it actually affects both. But I think black women. I think black women when it does. They actually suffer more from it, but things that actually affects both. Has nothing to do with sex.
Okay,
it could be either.
But but like I said, because it's not the first time I heard about or been in discussions about sickle cell.
Oh yeah. I know guys with sickle cell, so it's
okay.
So it's a non. It could be with either sex. You hear about women more, okay?
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, you hear about women more, but the thing is, no. Either sex can get it.
All right. So another, whereas one of them issues that we need to work on as a whole. So
okay. Yeah.
Both challenges that disproportionately impact them. 5, legalizing recreational marijuana and creating opportunities for Black Americans to succeed in this new industry.
Oh gosh.
Let's think about this for a second. Let's start with number 1, right? Providing 1 million loans that are fully forgivable to Black.
Let me talk about the marijuana stuff for a minute. Nothing she proposed matter if they don't take it off that schedule. If they don't take it off that Schedule 1, because if they don't take it off that Schedule 1, it's still legal at the federal level, which means, and you're Black in this country, means if you try to start a weed business, they're gonna come after your Black ass.
Yeah, it depends on what state that you're in. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That is true too.
You know, it's state by state thing, and the marijuana initiative is old, man. It's like 30, 40 years old, and basically for the most part, weed and marijuana is pretty much decriminalized or legalized. And just
yeah, I have to go look at it, but Trump did reschedule it. I think it's level 3 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? So it's more prohibitive than it was?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to go look. I gotta go look it up, but I do believe Trump changed the schedule for marijuana.
Okay.
I would hope he would do something, considering that they have a fentanyl problem. But you know,
yeah, but also Trump also killed the DEI for white women and started putting money into trades. Okay, for Black men. So
yes,
business. To me, that's more of a grant, but either way, working with the SBA and making sure that Black men have access to, all of the mechanisms that help create a business through the SBA and partnering with federal contracts, I think that's huge. What do you guys think?
A weed business?
I think it directly, gets right to some of our key issues, and definitely getting into business and moving forward there is very important. So do I think that's huge? Of course that's huge. And that helps to put you on, give you a better footing on the playing field. And that's where we want to be. We certainly want to be entrepreneurial. We want to be in business. We want to grow independent businesses. Certainly getting financing and so forth, and helping to get that together, and business credit and so forth to really launch businesses are.
And what he's not telling you, in most big liberal areas, they're going to tax your business.
Yeah.
Are critical. That's one of the big issues that Black businesses have a problem with.
Oh, but according to Mike V, I don't do critical analysis, right? Oops.
Oops.
Being able to get, be able to really get off the ground like that critically. But yeah, that's exactly what we need. And of course that's critical. That's bottom line to our game for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go ahead, Johnny.
Now, what is fully forgivable mean?
Forgivable up to $20,000 to Black entrepreneurs.
Oh gosh,
how they work that out?
$20,000. That's no money for. That is no money for a business.
Get the fuck out of here. That's
if you're running it properly, that is no money for a business.
Get the fuck out of here. Up to $20,000. Get the fuck out of here. That's crumbs. Now you're acting like that's a big deal.
Anybody that's run a business will tell you that is crumb debt.
Yeah, you can forgive them on their taxes. It'll be more than that.
SBA, but I think it's a start more than anything else. Last time I checked, and I think we covered this several years ago in the Black Brain Trust, during the pandemic, there were Black men who went to Wells Fargo to try to get a loan for their business, during the pandemic.
Seriously, Wells Fargo fucks over everybody, not just Black men. Wells Fargo is notorious for fucking people over.
And they were denied. And these brothers had credit scores.
No shit, it's Wells Fargo. They helped fund the slave trade. Oops, I said that out loud.
Okay.
They sure did.
Okay.
Wells Fargo turned their back on.
Okay.
Yeah, Wells Fargo's a terrible bank. Now, I get it. Some brothers live in areas where that may be the only major bank, but try to find an online bank, but stay away from Wells Fargo. They've been sued by the government multiple times for screwing people over.
They could have started a sovereign wealth fund for black male entrepreneurs if they really wanted to. But the thing is, but guess what Biden did? Biden gave $500 billion to what? The immigrants, TPS immigrants, in welfare.
on them. And I had a couple of fraternity brothers that were starting an actuarial business, profitable, with money in the bank already. And they were denied from them. And we were in the middle of a frat meeting, and we were talking about this, of which they could not.
Yeah, wow, they're saying it's like we forgot what country we live in.
During that period, I said, the reason why you didn't get that was because of who you were. They had a hard time processing that.
Probably under Biden. It was under Biden too. They didn't say who was under, did they?
Nope.
Under Biden.
Yeah, when I hear fully forgivable, my mind wonders, are they talking about with no adverse consequences to your credit report? If you don't pay it back. If it means any of that kind of leniency, oh man, that would have been a big win. Go ahead.
But that did happen with the PPP.
You know, Mike and T Riller came out trying talking about I don't do critical analysis. My words can twist. I don't do critical analysis. Be careful what you ask for.
Talking about T Riller. T Riller, no man.
I know T Riller's being a troll.
No, I didn't have to pay back any one of them.
He actually came on the panel.
They told me to.
No, but he's been trolling me the last few weeks.
Okay.
I've just been ignoring him.
He was it. And I didn't have to pay back either one of those. Neither one of them I had to pay back.
So
it could have been like that. Yeah. So it became a concern. Yeah.
Nice. I think also with this, we kind of like, I don't want to take all this out of context. You know, my criticism of my party. Okay, I'm a registered Democrat. I get to criticize my party. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But we do it is a cardinal sin. But anyway,
the 9th hour switch up from Biden to Kamala, the party should have broken from the tradition of letting the incumbent run again.
Obama said the same thing. Anyway,
that was a bad idea to begin with. So given that she had so little time, that wasn't her fault. You know, so I don't want people to pick apart
that she still could have had that agenda out before that, but anyway.
Her plan here when she didn't have the benefit of time. That was the party's failure. I wouldn't attribute that to her.
It is party's failure.
The excuse was she came in with this.
Oh, by the way, I'll be watching the Georgia's governor race. Keisha Lance Bottoms won the Democrat nomination for.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I figured she probably would.
So it'll be interesting if Georgia's. It would be entertaining if Georgia's governor's last name was Bottoms. I'm sorry.
It'd be kind of hard for Keisha Lance Bottoms to actually win that one, but
I know.
We'll see.
But if it happens, shout out to her.
Yeah.
Oh, but I just totally hate Democrats over here, right? Anyway.
Yeah. Program to help Black men in business and so forth, or Black male agenda, was too late.
That wasn't her choosing. She didn't choose.
where the other side didn't even have a plan, right? And they still went with it. You have to really make sense out of that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. Let me further go into this. Vice President Harris has already laid out a plan to help more small businesses start, innovate, and expand. She proposed a historic tenfold expansion of the tax deduction for small business startup expenses from $5,000 to $50,000 in an initiative to help existing small businesses grow by providing low and no interest loans to small businesses that want to expand, boosting access to venture capital and supporting innovation hubs and business incubators. And she said she will cut unnecessary red tape that makes it harder for small businesses to file taxes, hire a reliable workforce, and get off the ground. But Vice President Harris knows that today the money needed to.
I don't hear Black entrepreneurs complain about Donald Trump, but anyway.
Start your own business is not accessible for many Black Americans. Studies suggest that Black Americans are twice as likely to be denied credit by banks, regardless of their credit scores. Experts and Black entrepreneurs.
Wow, you forgot what country you live in? That was under Biden, too. But you want to talk about that.
Entrepreneurs have identified limited access to capital as the most important factor that limits the creation and growth of Black-owned businesses. That's why today she is proposing a new partnership between the Small Business Administration and trusted partners on the ground to provide loans that are forgivable up to $20,000 to entrepreneurs who have a good idea.
That ain't no money, but anyway.
But don't have the resources, connections, or access to capital.
Have to start a business.
To get their business off the ground, as well as entrepreneurs locating in underserved communities. This will help Black men and other Americans start or grow a business in their community when they don't have startup capital. You know, on the Black Brain Trust, we've discussed this many, many times about the venture capital industry. And
on many occasions.
And we talked about the $270 billion in venture capital that's out there for startups. Black people were getting less than 1%.
Wait a minute.
And that was under Biden. Oh, y'all don't want to talk about that, do you?
And,
Yeah,
that's all that stuff is under various Democratic and Republican, and all that stuff has very little to do with who's in office.
Exactly,
because it didn't happen when Obama was in office either.
None of that money.
I thought we were post-racial.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, we post-racial, all right.
Right, and so when we think about what this agenda is, this.
Oh, by the way, I got 20 watching. Y'all like, share, subscribe, and hit my Cash App. Support the show. Put some money on my books. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Y'all need to put some money on my books.
I got to do one. I have one. I just have to put it up.
Oh, okay.
This is very beneficial for Black men, and the fact that she came out with it as a part of her initiative was very bold, right? Because the other guy didn't have a plan at all. But my thing here is the questioning of legitimacy of her plan when the other guy didn't have a plan. If you voted for the other guy, why did you vote for him with no plan as a Black man when she had an agenda for Black men and you didn't support it? So does it really matter?
Oh boy.
Because she came late with it. She didn't have a plan for Black guys from the very beginning. This was like what, a month before the election?
And he's talking like Trump doesn't meet with Black people all the time in the White House.
I know.
About having an agenda for Black men, or does it not? Like, okay, if you didn't vote for him and you chose the couch, do you really have any grounding in this discussion? Like it.
Yes, we do, because your candidate was so bad they voted for the couch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, sure, they didn't like Trump either, but you're speaking as if your candidate, you didn't offer him anything either, so that's y'all's fault, not theirs.
I'm trying to understand the Black male vote, right? Because people are looking at the Black male vote as a go-to.
And as I said earlier, BGS, Kamala Harris, the Black man that did vote, Kamala Harris has got.
It works.
So what are y'all complaining about?
Yeah.
Other Black men that did vote, Kamala Harris got 80% of those votes.
Yeah,
what are y'all complaining about?
I know. It's just they're complaining after the fact. But the thing is, they're trying to say that this should have been the turning point in the whole election. And the thing is, she came up with this after. She didn't come up with this before. This was like maybe a month and a half before the election.
Right.
So that's a little late.
To vote, but it seems more like a swing vote, and it can go either way for some Black men. Some Black men that we've spoken to, at least in the manosphere, thought that Robert F. Kennedy was a better candidate.
He was. Here we go with Robert F. Kennedy he was a better candidate.
Yeah,
he was a better candidate than her. What is? Why does he think that Kamala Harris is so impressive? I don't get what it is.
I don't have an answer for that.
What's special about her?
I don't have a logical answer to that. But shout out to JS for the $5. You get a cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. You better thank you, donuts.
Her most of her party didn't even believe in Kamala Harris. What's he talking about?
Really?
And he had no Black male agenda. There was no Black male agenda on the table. I mean, reparations, that can go either way, but when it came to
no, and I'll come out and say Trump was against reparation. What else is new? At least he's up front.
An agenda like this,
They're talking like the Democrats ever. They're talking about Democrat president nominee ever said they were for reparations.
They talk about this because I remember when she came out with this, man, and everybody looked at it, man, and said, you know what, she can kiss my ass with this because it's too late. It's not enough.
Yes.
Here, Robert F. Kennedy talking about access to venture capital and startups and the immediate framework of working with the SBA and things like that. I didn't hear anything like that.
So what?
No. And
of course not. I mean, like I said, This play was nothing but a build of leverage without participation. They just wanted to have an excuse to not come out.
In other words, you didn't kiss the Democrat Party's ass.
In other words, basically, a lot of black guys didn't believe in either party. That's how come they stayed at home.
Yes,
because it was
my man
possible.
said all the time, I voted for the couch.
Yeah, a lot of people voted for the couch. If we had the couch, if the couch was a candidate, it would have won the presidential election.
Most likely.
They wanted people to come out and like kiss their ass, and it wasn't.
Oh, quiet as kept. Back in 2016, a lot of people, when they did the numbers, a lot of people left the presidential candidate blank because they didn't care for either of them.
Yeah. There's a lot of disaffected Bernie Sanders voters. Okay? Democrats wanted to win. They allow Bernie Sanders to run.
Going to happen, but at the end of the day, people come talk to you based on previous performance. And if everything in the system actually benefits you, they don't have to keep trying to come and get you out even more. It's your job to understand what's going on and for you to actually show up. Like you do these type of things in different metro areas because the more you do for a quote unquote black.
Oh, speaking of which, and I'll talk about this more, a little bit more on Saturday, but your thoughts on the NAACP trying to tell black athletes not to go to the SEC?
That has been an idea for a while. Okay. In other words, to put pressure on the because the SEC gets a lot of money from black athletes by them joining, and to get them to go other places or even to like HBCUs, and so that money will come. Deion Sanders proved that it could be done. Okay. So that has been that idea is not new.
Okay.
It's not new about encouraging black athletes to go elsewhere instead of a certain conference, because it's really about money. It's not really about anything else. So in other words, I don't know what the whole agenda is and why they're saying for them to go, but things they're trying to put pressure on the SEC to actually make some concessions to black people in I don't know if it's for black students or black athletes. I don't know what they're asking for. What are they asking for? You know?
Well, they claim they're doing it because of the redistricting, which I don't think is a good enough reason.
Redistricting of what? Of votes?
All the gerrymandering they do down there because of the Supreme Court.
What does that have? That's not going to sway black athletes to do anything.
No.
So why would you do? So basically, you're just trying to bring attention to yourself.
Yeah, and I was like, and you know, I said about it, be just okay. Since you don't want them to go down there, how about y'all give up your pensions with all these white jobs? Oh, y'all do that.
Well, the thing is, you're part of the NAACP. How come you're not in trying to get your black folks that are already the legislature has to go up here and fight these redistricting stuff? Okay, just like they're doing in Louisiana right now. Okay, you got black politicians fighting for this stuff. Okay. At state level, which is where you're going, according to the Supreme Court, you're not going to change that. Okay, you have to go state by state.
Yes,
change it.
People put their name on it, they stop showing up. Like
and if the other side is going to racially charge the environment, how much better does the opponent have to be? One side is going to racially charge the environment, the other one is trying to give you some opportunities. I mean, say no to racial friction. How much?
Who racially charged the election?
Democrats, wasn't Republicans.
No, it wasn't Republicans. Okay. In fact, most of it had nothing to do with black people. It had to do with immigrants and with your Latinos.
Yes.
Progress in a racially charged environment.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with color. It had to do with immigrants.
Mm-hmm. We saw this coming. These racial tensions we have.
Oh, I almost got a headache when Trump said they're taking black jobs, and we had a bunch of stupid black people online talking about, what's a black job? I'm like, come on.
Trump's taking black jobs, and their proof was what?
Yeah, no. Trump said that the immigrants were taking black jobs.
They actually were taking black jobs. Believe it or not, a lot of your black,
especially in the trades, yeah, they were taking
your black tradesmen. Okay, Latinos were taking those jobs for tradesmen. They were. So
they're not going to talk
right.
about that.
Right now, we saw all of this coming.
Mhm.
I don't mean just we the brain branch. I mean we Black America. We all saw this coming.
Yeah.
So we all of a sudden we act like we've lost the understanding of the relationship between cause and effect.
Racially charged.
I'm just
what?
saying that. I mean, at the end of the day, we just got to have more sense than to act like these individuals who needed a black male agenda needed one in order for them to show up to vote. They didn't ask.
What are you talking about? The black male agenda had nothing. Had almost zero effect on the election outcome for Trump or Kamala Harris. Yeah, almost zero effect. Okay, so basically, you pull a straw out of nowhere and expect it to stand on itself, hold up a 1,000-pound weight. Not gonna happen.
Oh, but see, BGS, they said I don't do critical analysis. Did it ever occur to you that we understand that our black male agenda is going to take time? We knew this stuff wasn't going to be implemented overnight, like y'all try.
We did tons of critical analysis, but the thing is, they can't stand that we were right. That's
Nope.
the problem. Okay.
Yeah, that's the main problem. Let's continue.
They didn't ask the Republican Party for anything.
Go ahead. They talk about race and race-based stuff, which don't mean a hill of beans. Okay. As far as who gets in and who gets out, okay, you do this all the time. You know, if you listen to Sabby Sab, okay,
yeah,
okay,
and that's part of my problem with them. I listen to real lefties, and they sound nothing like you.
Yeah,
they didn't ask for.
Did you get my? Speaking of which, did you get my email with Jamal Thomas?
I saw parts of it. I understand what he's saying, and we have to wait and see because Trump is unpredictable. Remember, he's a joker. He could switch up tomorrow.
Yeah,
have to wait and see. But the thing is, he's got Congress on his ass. He's got the Chinese on his ass. He's got the Arabian states on his ass. Okay, he's running out of weapons. Okay, and he's got most of the military.
I see where this is going, but I'll wait till Sunday, of course. But I kind of see where this is going, but I could be wrong. We just have to wait and see. I don't.
The thing is,
right now.
The thing is, it's all negative for him. He should pull out. He should take the off ramp that China has engineered for him in bounds. Okay, but predictable.
Seats or anything else, they didn't care at all. So we just have to be able to move on from the idea of this political kind of trolling and just making it seem like, oh, well, if they would have did this, that, and the other, then things would have been different. I'm like, nah, man, the dudes already live in liberal areas. I mean, the situation is over. I don't know any of these black men who live in conservative areas. They all live in liberal areas.
No, they don't.
So they already are on the side.
No, they don't. Texas, a lot of your black people, most of your black people that are outside California live in where? Okay, they live in Texas and Georgia. Okay, those are not liberal areas. Okay,
they live in the South.
They live in the South. Okay, South is not liberal.
And even the so-called liberal areas, them people got to run as the Republican light.
Yeah.
Well, as I keep mentioning, the one who did have a plan or a black male agenda and signed it out, and who had gotten that agenda together actually before they ran.
She did not have that plan before she ran. Stop it.
No, she didn't.
The understanding of this, that person did not get deported by these people, and they supported one who didn't have a black male agenda.
And also, like the racial rabble rouser crowd also ignored the fact that they had an agenda too. Like it wasn't just the men who made it look like, oh, they was just on the tip of their toes ready to vote, but there was no black male agenda, so they didn't know what to do. But like the racial rabble rouser class also didn't actually cover it. The ADOS FBA people didn't cover it.
What is it?
And it's not like the plan was hidden. It's
talking about Killer Mike?
He's talking about Phil Scott. He's talking about all of them. Anybody that doesn't kiss the Democrat Party's ass, pretty much.
What I'm saying is, which black male political plan was he talking about? This one? Is that what he's talking about? Because I don't know what he's talking about now. Which plan is he talking about? Because
I think he's
because Kamala Harris didn't write this back in 2019, 2020. Okay.
No.
So what is he talking about?
Understood.
I think he's talking about Dr. T's political agenda, but
what it is. Like, look.
What?
Most of my stuff I had to self-fund. It doesn't matter how good my credit was. We ain't gonna give you no money. Period.
And you're not going to go, and you're not going to get as far as when you get off having to self-fund. When
have they forgot what country we live in? I mean, the reason why you didn't get a loan is actually pretty simple, MOT, and it's not probably not that you did, but in this country.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
MOT has federal government contracts. Okay, MOT is not a completely independent trucker. Okay, most of his trucking comes from the federal government. He's not. He's not. For you, he's not private equity. He's not private equity.
Come up with your own 15 or 20,000, or that's just throwing that number to somebody else who can go to a bank and get $250,000 or whatever they may need to start. It's big difference. All right, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah. Let's go
say this one last thing. Vote blue, no matter who, if the other side is heightening racial tensions.
What? What the hell are they talking about?
Hey, look.
What the hell are they talking about? Vote blue, no matter who. If it's about race, come on, y'all have to do better than this.
So now, especially if your plan is if your rationale was, I voted for Obama because he's black.
I did. I sure did. I damn sure did. I voted for Obama because he's black. I sure did. Unequivocally, okay? Unequivocally, I voted for him because he's black.
I campaigned for Obama. I went down to his political office when he was during the primary, during the primary, and I've actually met David Plouffe and shook his hand.
Yeah, because I was staunchly a third party Green Party voter, okay, until Obama, and I said because I wanted to see a black president. I'm sorry, I know he talked about me. I sure did vote for him because he's black.
Yeah.
Twice, not once but twice.
And since Mike V wants to talk about, I don't do critical analysis. Okay. I can tell you back then when I went to his rallies, the white people there were more excited than the black people were.
Yeah, because when Obama ran, okay, we're in the middle of a banking and mortgage meltdown.
Yes,
and
I live in such a red state. We always vote Republican. Not 2008. We went to Obama. Oops.
I mean. If this is what passes for critical analysis, man, I'll bow out. Okay.
And he said that MOT said yesterday that Indiana didn't accept the Affordable Care Act.
Yes, they did.
It's called. I said in the chat, and I meant exactly what I said. It's called HIP, you dumb fuck. Healthy Indiana Plan.
Okay, Affordable Care Act, okay, is in fact when Trump first got in, the Republicans tried to kill it. Okay, in 2017 they went from state to state trying to kill it. Guess what those MAGA folks did? They ran them the fuck out of meetings.
Yep,
it's because you're not going to
Republicans lost the House because of that.
You're not going to take our health care. Yeah, they should lose the House because of that. Yeah. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about red state. The red states actually even more for the ACA than everybody else, okay? Because they're poor.
And what did I say about Republicans? And BJS, what did I say about Republicans in this election cycle? If they don't address health care, and cost of living,
it cost basically health care will cost. Biden lost because he didn't address cost of living, okay?
Exactly.
And Trump's probably gonna lose the same way because you promised to do what? Address wars, health care, and cost of living, right? And guess what happened? You did the exact opposite. Guess what, motherfucker? You deserve to lose.
Yeah, and from what I've been hearing now, you could correct me wrong, but just from what I've been hearing, there might be a housing crash.
There is because there's no buyers. The buyers are dried up.
Yeah, because basically the buyers are dried up and the prices go high.
And buyers are dried up, and a lot of your potentially homeless people are using alternative methods like storage compartments, and
living out of a van.
living out of van, but also they're using they're living in office leasing. Okay, a lot of your office owners, because they're not getting any rents, man, they turn their heads and learn and lend an office space to residential people, and they turn their heads like they don't see it. So there's a lot. That's a big thing. Could be they're not getting no money because there's no because the offices are actually lying vacant. They got to make some money, so they're willing to turn their heads and loan it and actually rent it to residential families. That's what's happening right now. So it's getting ready to collapse because people can't afford the fucking mortgage.
Yeah. Oh, but they don't talk about none of this stuff. But they want to talk to me about critical analysis anyway.
That you vote blue no matter who. If the other side is heightening racial tensions, sounds like it goes with I voted for Obama because he's black.
Mm-hmm. Let me get
any of these people ever heard about? You never put your eggs all in one basket. But I know, BGF. I'm using way too much logic.
Yeah. The thing is that I know he's talking about me. I voted for Obama because he's black. Okay, unashamedly. Okay, I did. If I wanted a black president, and I did, that was my only shot. What am I going to do? Pass it up? So it's because he's not. And there was a whole lot of pro-black people and black people that did not want to vote for Obama initially.
Oh yeah, Tavis Smiley and Cornel West was on his ass.
Yeah, because they're Hillary Clintonites. Okay. Same people that voted for Kamala Harris, the Hillary Clinton crowd. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Get to this next bullet point here. Expanding access to bank accounts and lending to help black men build wealth. Vice President Harris will also work with the private sector to expand access to affordable banking options that will allow black men and others who are locked out of the banking system and the wealth building that comes with it because of high fees to save, invest, and build credit. She will also go after banks that will slap on hidden fees for basic services. Vice President Harris took on.
Yeah, Wells Fargo's notorious for doing that.
Yeah. And if you had led with that, say when you first got nominated, if you had led with that, you might have had a shot. Not a month. The thing is not what the document says. Okay, the document is aspirational. Okay, just like most documents like this, they're aspirational, which is fine. Okay, just because you promise it doesn't mean that you're going to do it. Okay, but that's not the reason that you lost, baby. I don't see
lenders when she was Attorney General of.
I don't see why they trying to go after a minority of voters like black men, which is like 6% of the vote, and try to say that this agenda should have turned the tides for black men to come out and vote for Kamala Harris. No, it wouldn't.
California. She will stand up for Americans who are exploited by predatory lending practices by going after these scammers and requiring credit reports to exclude bad debt resulting from predatory lending practices. Enabling black men who hold digital assets to benefit from financial innovation. More than 20% of black Americans own.
By the way, like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show.
Or have.
Put some money in my books. I'm in YouTube jail.
Cryptocurrency assets. Vice President Harris appreciates the ways in which new technologies can broaden access to banking and financial services. She will also make sure owners of and investors in digital assets benefit from a regulatory framework so that black men and others who participate in this market are protected. This is really interesting. You had a whole lot of black men running around with, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies like
So what?
Ethereum and whatnot.
So what? They got in the fund too. What's the big deal?
Back in 2020, back during the pandemic, even before the pandemic, like 2019 or so.
Okay.
Suddenly, those black men are nowhere to be found.
They're still here. I got a bunch of them.
And, they were like mummies hitting the air for the first time in 5,000 years. Poof, they went to dust. I don't see that.
What the hell?
Everybody had digital crypto wallets, Coinbase, and all that stuff, right? Now all of a sudden, no one's to be found when it comes down to cryptocurrency regulations and regulatory frameworks, right? All right.
You should mention the cryptocurrency. There was an actual plan to protect them because there was a lot of crypto scams out there that I know some of these people got caught up in. And to deny somebody who was going to give you the regulatory framework to actually protect you, which would have protected everybody else, which would have went under the Consumer Financial.
You correct me if I'm wrong, BGS, but wasn't crypto always the Wild Wild West?
Yeah, it was. Always was. It still is.
Protection Bureau, but that was, immediately dismantled by somebody, some other president right now. But this is what.
In fact, you pointed out many times that you can't make crypto your currency because it's not stable enough.
Yeah.
Oh, but we don't do critical analysis over here, right? Anyway.
I mean by not understanding your position, being apolitical, being ahistorical, trying to build leverage with non-participation, and ignoring political history.
How is what she proposed going to help you if you have cryptocurrency? How's that going to help
wants
you?
You as a partner? If you start to open it around with, I don't know what's going on in the system, could you bring me up to speed? Nobody's going to team up.
Exactly right.
Yeah, if her language or proposal entailed making it easy.
That's part of my problem with him saying pick a side. But when we pick your side, you tell us you're not going to bring us up to speed and to shut up and vote for us anyway. Why should we trust you?
Basically, as far as the currency is concerned, the interest rates are concerned, Biden did more of that, like raising interest rates and stuff like that, and sticking the IRS on you. Okay. More than anybody else. If you're on crypto, okay, he stick the IRS on you.
For people to basically sue when they're the victim of a crypto scheme, that would have been great, because poor people in general and Black people in particular are the most victimized by those types of schemes, and elderly are more victimized by those types of schemes. So that's a kind of proposal right there. Even if it didn't say Black, it still would have benefited us.
Now, now you're making an excellent point right there, because that would have covered the whole game right around, and you hit it right on the head.
What? Okay. Anyway,
Black men, as we saw, they tended to, index far higher in this arena, which left us a lot more subject to being scammed and taken advantage of in this market, and that's precisely what did happen, didn't it?
Yep. So let me give you an example of what we did in the Denver metro area. Like if you go in for any type of schooling, you get a free bus pass if you make under certain specific $1,000 a year. Now that was something that I was into formulating. I didn't have to say Black people who lived off Martin Luther King or off Colorado Boulevard, north of Colfax, or I didn't have to say 5 points to even get that done. We knew who it was going for. And at the end of the day, you don't have to put Black people's name on anything. If you know that you're going to be benefiting from these programs, how you don't get stuff passed is putting Black agenda on it. That's how you don't get it passed. You have to hide it in the actual statistics, because if it applies to whites over here in the trailer parks and it applies to Latinos over here in the new housing area, it's going to apply to you too. But this is what I mean by the political awareness, that when people are asking for their name to be on stuff, they just want their name to be on stuff, and they don't want any type of.
When do we ask our name to be on any? Okay.
Investment, and we have to get past.
Yes. When do we ask our name to be on it? That's what I'm confused. I'm like, wait, really?
Yeah.
We've never asked our name to be on anything. We've never gone to a politician say, put our name on it.
No, that have half the time I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I really don't. What are they talking about?
Those type of individuals who think that that's what needs to be done in order for them to get invested or involved with the process. We really have got to sunset trying to bring these people in. Those people you're never going to be able to reach, especially if they're not asking the other side for anything. No.
Let me get to the next bullet point here. Breaking down unfair and unnecessary barriers.
How do you know we're not talking to the other side? We don't need to talk to you about it.
To employment for Black men. Vice President Harris knows that Black men are disproportionately shut out of the job market based on their criminal records and credit scores. Vice President Harris believes that employers should consider a job candidate's qualifications first, without the stigma of a conviction or arrest record. That's why she'll work with Congress to require businesses to limit the use of unnecessary criminal arrest histories, convictions, and credit scores in their employment decisions. Laws like these have been shown to lead to increased employment.
They speak as if Trump hasn't put on not only Black men who have criminal records, but Black women who have criminal records, which he's done multiple times.
Among Black men, and have been embraced by 37 states and 150 cities, led by both Republican and Democratic governors. This program would build on.
Now you see why I titled the stream Dishonest Brain Trust?
Yeah.
Her work as Attorney General of California and District Attorney, where she implemented nationally recognized and successful programs to help former offenders secure employment, reduce recidivism, and reintegrate into and contribute to their communities. Well, this is interesting, right? Because all this talk about getting into cloud computing and Amazon and AWS and all this stuff, well, a lot of black men can't apply for those jobs because either
they can apply for those jobs.
They can apply for those jobs
if they qualify.
What's the federal background check?
And Theo's helping these brothers qualify, and you guys are bitching about that too.
And everybody doesn't need the security that you're talking about.
Not the what's the federal background?
They don't have the security clearance.
TSI, a clearance. You need a secret clearance, right?
Everybody doesn't need a secret clearance
when you got a little bit of blemishes on your joint. So I didn't hear Trump talking about that. Number two. And number three, Obama in 2015 had banned the box, right? And that was supported by both Congress and the Senate, okay? That allowed black men to get jobs working in the federal side. And I think what Harris was trying to do was expound on that by removing the credit scores and credit and stuff like that, because they do that to discriminate against people.
You think that she was, okay? You don't know that she was, okay? You're guessing.
They even use zip codes now, right?
That's exactly correct.
And so what she's really identifying is all the barriers that are systemic for black men to get these federal, state, and even contractor jobs working for defense contractors and whatnot that prevent you from being there in the first place. Now, according to, the Black Manosphere, she's not even qualified to be a dog catcher. Now, according to this.
I think what's also interesting about it's interesting that in light of the assault on the Voting Rights Act, she laid out.
I wouldn't say she's not qualified to be a dog catcher, but she might be qualified to be a Supreme Court. She can't do.
I mean, the thing is, it has the Black Manosphere, and some people in the Black Manosphere actually are Kamala Harris supporters, about half of them. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're talking about us. Okay, they're still mad is because we said she wouldn't win and why she wasn't qualified. She probably wasn't qualified to actually run. Okay, she wasn't. She wasn't going to win.
Out an adverse impact argument. That's the argument that we've argued successfully for most of the time since the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It was very successful, and if she was in office or some president was in office still thinking along those lines, they would be trying to advance our equality of opportunity as opposed to taking away foundational arguments that we've been successful at implementing. So it's a completely different flavor from the stench we're dealing with right now.
Very well said. Which also brings this point that many of these people who coming back and doing this criticism, they didn't seem to have much knowledge of what was going on with these types of programs that, with these types of ideas and what was being put forth with her program with respect to to that of advancing black men here. They weren't aware of any of this. They didn't speak on this, but yet they certainly went against her and said that she didn't have anything for them or came in too late. I keep bringing that up because that's one of the big actually complaints that I heard. Oh, it's too late. Let me get on up out of here. And they stepped on out of here. Now but with the other guy who had nothing for you, and here he is now. Now that he's in for the second term, this other guy is literally shutting you down all over. I understand why so many people are running out and saying some of the crazy things that they're saying now and trying to play a duck and cover game because these guys were really waiting.
Oh, we were playing duck and cover, but we've been pretty much trashing Trump the last few months. Where are we duck and covering from?
Duck and cover. Okay.
Way out of line on a lot of this, and they didn't really see what was going on. And I don't know what else to say except that these guys they missed it horribly.
And that's another example that it doesn't have to say black. It's all types of people with different.
When did we ever say that anyway?
Groups go to prison.
It does. Okay, well, Obama did that. Obama made sure, because if it says black, guess what's going to happen to it in a white Congress? It's going to get killed.
Yep.
That's how come Obama didn't put black on it.
The Democrats going to help kill it. But that's the part they don't want to talk about.
It's going to get killed. Even in the Democratic Congress, it's going to get killed.
And a subject to that type of quote unquote discrimination. So it doesn't have to say black in order to support or advance a black.
See, and this is part of the hypocrisy. Yeah, they're right. If it has black on it, it's going to get killed.
Yes, of course.
But what they're not telling you, brothers, is even if it's all Democrats, it's still going to get killed.
Yeah,
they about their white voters.
The thing is, it doesn't matter whether it has black on it. What our politicians should be doing is when something gets passed, they should be letting us know how to take advantage of what's passed, like the PPP loans. Okay, it should have been our politicians coming down to their constituents, telling you how to apply and actually use this. Okay, and they did not.
And that's why got a lot of black folk got arrested.
Got arrested for misusing it, because when a lot of your black Democratic politicians got arrested for misusing it too.
Ooh.
Oops.
Whoops. Well, damn! No wonder so many black folk got arrested for misusing. Our politicians didn't tell us.
Yeah,
they evidently didn't follow it either. So that makes sense.
Yeah, they were trying to use the loopholes. Okay.
Hey, look.
And that's on y'all. Since y'all want us to kiss the Democrat Party's ass so hard, that's on y'all for not calling them out for that.
How come they're not analyzing this piece instead of every other sentence talking about the black manosphere? Instead of analyzing the piece.
Hey, look, I was a victim of that myself. Like when I was IT, but before I had went into transportation, I put in like 2,000 applications over 2 years. The 20 interviews I did have, you know what knocked me out of the conversation? Credit score, not aptitude. Yeah, and it's like, oh, well, you know, we're doing this with the credit, and they were just using that to just clear out a whole bunch of people. And it was like I couldn't even get to interview.
Did you forget what country you live in?
Yeah, okay. You went to IT. What skills did you have? Okay. Because got a ton of brothers, man. We know because Theo's got like 50 people hired. Okay, how can he get them hired and you can't, and you didn't get hired?
Because I couldn't get past the credit score. Because you have to use credit cards, max out this, max out that, you know, in order to do things. But it was like I wasn't even allowed to even showcase my actual skill set because my credit score wasn't good. And it's like, what kind of nonsense is that? Is that a credit score is stopping me from being an IT project manager?
Structural racism.
Crazy
that policy is going to eliminate a lot of poor people, which is going to be mostly black.
When has structural racism ever gone away, even under Obama? Also,
IT project manager, that field, because I've listened to enough about it. That field, there's a lot of people that are not qualified in that field. So
okay. You want to get an IT, become a project manager, learn how to code first.
Well, no, but yeah, that's the scary part. Some of those managers don't know how to code.
A lot of those managers are white women too.
Yep,
don't know how to code. If you're not a white woman, you're not gonna get hired. Okay.
Yeah, but they don't know how to code, but they're making decisions with the product, and it's driving the real developers crazy.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
That's how.
Here's the thing: they could just say that to get me out the conversation, when they could just turn around and just let somebody else through the door.
Yeah, they have to hire the white woman first and the black woman.
I mean, this is a whole wine session, man. Good grief.
I know.
Okay, we're supposed to be talking about politics, and you're basically you're just using her agenda as a jumping off to actually whine and bitch about race.
Yeah, that's why I made this thumbnail. Hi, we're butthurt blue, no matter who. Vote blue or we'll cry. That's what they're basically saying. That's what they're basically saying.
Yeah.
By the way, I got 36 watching. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the Cash App. Support the show. Support the show because I'm in YouTube jail right now.
With some money on the books. We need
some money on my books.
We need some Gatorade and some ramen noodles. Okay.
Do that for them.
Happens all the time. By the way, shout out to ramen noodles. That's a delicacy when you know how to make them. Here's my thing, BGS. I never put my maybe it's just me. I never put my ramen noodles in the microwave. I have to boil them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, most people don't. Okay, most people don't.
I'm not a microwave with ramen noodles. I boil them
unless you got couple noodles. If you got couple noodles, then they have to go in the microwave because that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't ever get the cups. I get the ones you have to boil.
Oh yeah.
And that way I can darken it up the way I want. I may or may not add the package depending on what spices I have in my cabinet. But
Yeah. Some people boil it and then stir fry it.
Ooh, that's a good idea too.
Apparently, you're more qualified if you don't have a black male agenda and a Republican. But if you do have a black male agenda and Democrat, you're still not qualified. So I think I get what the qualifications are.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Expanding pathways for black men to good paying jobs, whether or not they have a college degree. Vice President Harris will also eliminate unnecessary degree requirements and promote meaningful pathways for those without college degrees for 500,000 federal jobs. And she will challenge the business community to do the same. She will set a goal to double the number of registered apprenticeships in America by the end of her first term, which provide quality training in high demand industries with a clear pathway to a good paying job, and will bring together high schools, trusted community organizations like the National Urban League, state and local governments, and the private sector to ensure black men are able to get the training and technical credentials they need to succeed in these registered apprenticeship opportunities and access jobs in highly paid, sought-after professions. Moreover, she will help black men stay in school by investing in programs aimed at retention and graduation of black men and boys, not just from high school, but also from quality career technical education programs and 2- and 4-year institutions providing ongoing mentorship and support. So this is really interesting because in the manosphere, in the black manosphere, there was this big brouhaha a few years ago about college versus not going to college, okay?
Oh, God.
And there was a lot of black men who did not feel they had to go to college, so they wanted to go take
It depends on your field.
something AWS course, right? And they went all the way to the manosphere enclave to go to this, enclave to do AWS training.
Now, Mike, you know as well as I do, that college degree in the tech field don't mean shit if you're not keeping up with what they're doing, what's currently going on in technology. You know that working in the tech field, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's been a well-known fact in the tech field for years. Back when I was in college over 10 years ago, we didn't even have books for my web classes because by the time they published them, they were out of date.
Yeah.
Training by some rogue AWS guy, who speaks Russian and Das Vidanya, whatever it is that he does, right?
Oh, so now they're crying about Theo now, huh?
Okay.
Now, because all of this is really good when you're trying to apply for a federal role, because they're very strict on what you, because if you don't have what's the standard?
Gee, they're acting like the federal these people that are given the federal roles don't take ideas from the private sector.
The thing is, do you care if you're making $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 a year? Care whether it's a federal job or a private sector job? Do you care?
No.
So why do you keep coming back to you need this to be get a job in the federal government?
IAT standards, right? IAT 1, IAT 2, IAT 3, right? And what that means is that information assurance technical lead 1, 2, and 3. These are the levels when you talk about IT. And for a minimum, you need to have like a college degree, 2 to 4 year, for 2 to 4 year institution, and you have to have a certification within the time frame that they require it, whether it's 30 days or 90 days or whatever it is. 2 and 3. 3 is the highest level. I'm saying all that to say that what she is suggesting, the vice president at the time was suggesting, was that the barriers into entry for these roles would be removed. And many states have adopted, more Democratic states than Republican states, to allow access to these roles. Okay. And I think this is a very good step because there are a lot of black men.
It's practical.
Mm-hmm.
Who don't go to college.
Okay.
For whatever reason. It might be their choice, maybe.
And there's a lot of white dudes that don't go to college and still get those
as long as you can do the job, you can do the job. Okay.
And I've actually talked about this in the past. There's a lot of white dudes who don't have college degrees to get those jobs. Mm-hmm. And the scary part is sometimes they are more qualified than the dude that has a degree.
I know.
They studied because they actually studied what's involved.
Yeah, the thing is, we have like 10 guys making 300K plus doing this shit, okay, without a college degree. What the fuck are you talking about?
Maybe they just couldn't afford it. You have to also think about Pell Grant expansion, right? Pell Grants pay good, handsome lump sum of money for you to go to school. You know, depending on what your average household income is. A lot of black men weren't doing all that well during the pandemic, from what I gather. Despite all the high value man talk, right? We start to find out there was a lot of black men who were living in efficiencies and stuff.
So even the poor black man was like, shit, when Trump was in office, I had money in my pocket during the pandemic.
During the pandemic,
like
high value men had that. High value men are just a small percentage of people. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know where's all this stuff coming from. High value men weren't doing that. Well, yes, they were. What are you talking about?
You know, no one takes that into consideration that this is really, really important, because back when USA Jobs had jobs on there was a lot of jobs that went unfulfilled in the IT sector.
USAID. Oh, okay. Okay. So basically, they're going with my thumbnail. They're working for the Democrat Party. USAID. Okay.
And I think that when you think about what Kamala Harris is saying, I think that it's really strategic. Black men are some of the most underrepresented men or demographics in the IT industry. I think less than 10% of.
What else is new? It's always been like that. It was like that under Obama.
Mm-hmm.
I told you about my experience with Microsoft. You know, I've been to their conference multiple of the conferences, and when it comes to the user groups, I try to get in, and I got in for a while, but I would get emails, show up for the event, and nobody would be there.
Okay.
And after about 3 or 4 times, I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. It's probably racism, but you know,
could be. Sometimes it is. Sometimes those user groups are very flaky. They used to be pretty regular. Okay. In the 90s, when they were actually big. Now they're kind of flaky.
Yeah, this was more like the early 2000s.
Yeah. But in like say in the mid 90s, they were really big. Microsoft user groups, and they started to get flaky like in the 2000s, and now they're really flaky. But it depends on where you are. Okay, like Indiana is probably more flaky than it is in California.
Yeah, that makes sense.
IT leaders are black men, or black for that matter. Less than 5% are cybersecurity leaders, for that matter. You know, there's a
and that was under Biden too, but you don't want to talk about that too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
dire need to fulfill cybersecurity roles. You know, I think this is great. I didn't hear the other guy talking about this at all.
Yes, and I want to say shout out to Howard University, HU. I was a student at Howard at the same time as Kamala Harris. I did not know her, but it says to me that she learned well, because that too is another area of structural racism, requiring degrees and higher certifications where it cannot be justified for that job. So if we're going to have a black male agenda, let's become vigilant about requiring that employers.
So we got Theo getting these brothers to higher certification, and they're still complaining. But anyway,
yeah.
Justify whatever standards they place on the job requirement. It's like college degree. That's too broad.
And I'll give you an example. While I haven't been Theo's class, I'm not surprised he gave them a doomsday scenario, because that happens often.
Oh yeah.
When you're writing software, I tell people the first rule of programming is you got to know how to fail, because that compiler does not. Well, it depends on what language you're working on, but that compiler or interpreter does not care about your feelings.
Yep, it won't locate your problem either.
Yeah, it depends on the language. Yeah, that's a. If you with C++, yeah, that is a big problem. You don't know where your error is, but languages like C#, they'll tell you where the error is, but you got to figure out what it is. You still got to figure out why it's doing.
They'll tell you the line what line it failed on. We got to figure out why it failed.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't prove that a person without a degree doesn't already have those skills. And there are trade groups out here, trade associations. There are a lot of places where people in the community learn on the job. I know back in the 80s when I got my first real, big paying job in media. Shout out to the National Urban League, okay? Shout out to them because they helped me get the job because I was discriminated against. And it happened, this is going to echo what MOT just said earlier about his experience. I applied to this broadcast company, let's put it like that. I had a lot of work in the community in broadcasting years. I knew a lot of people in the community. I was pretty known. So I knew how to do everything that they did. And I didn't even get a response when I applied. Not at all. Just it was as if I didn't even apply. So I'm still out there looking for a job. This is in the mid 80s. So this is ancient time ago. Okay, it's like 40 years ago. I told y'all the top pitch voice. I'm older than I sound. All right. So I go to the National Urban League, who had a job bank. They had in their job bank the job I had applied for, and where I got no response. And I explained to them, hey, I applied to this job and I didn't get a response at all. And they said, give me your resume. I said, well, I already sent it to them. Would you like me to type it over or change it? This is typing. We didn't have computers then. So if you make an error, you got to type the whole damn page over or get this white out and type over. But anyway, so they said, sir, will you do, as I said, will you just give me a copy of your resume? I gave it to them. They said, we're going to put our cover letter over the same resume that you sent to them. You're going to get a response this time. Sure enough, I got a response. I was told that they had a pre-employment test that's in the skill area of the job, and that if I passed the test, then I could get an interview. They don't even interview you if you don't know enough. So
not much has changed. I hear people complain about that all the time.
I passed the test, and I learned later that most people fail the test. So it's very few black folks there. So when they say most people fail the test, that means most white folks. Okay, so I passed it the first time. Didn't get a great score, but I passed it. Got the interview. Eventually got the job. Later, when I came to the place, I saw the few black folks that were there. They were organized. And they were challenging discriminatory acts in hiring at the company. So I joined that movement and all that. The rest is history. But just to make the point again about her proposal with respect to this college degree requirement. Now, fast forward, I met the company. I stayed there at that company for like 25 years. Okay. So, had great responsibility and all that. Became basically writing policies and procedures. Okay. So I became a stellar troublemaker, rebel rounder, but still a respected employee. I managed to do it all. But later, the company put on the job application, must have a college degree. That wasn't on there when I first applied. So being the rebel rouser, I went to human resources and asked, why is this a requirement? Why are you stopping the next me? I'm not a marginal worker here. They knew I was like a leader there. So why can't the next me come here? Why do they have to go to college? Give them the same test you gave me, the same test you give everyone else. But the point is, before I went to the Urban League, they never even told me there was a test. And so the human resources, I got them to eventually remove it as a requirement. But she said the reason why I put must have a college degree. And she said, you remember that last job opening we had in your category? I said, yes. She said, I had 2,000 applicants for that one job. She said, there's no way I can read 2,000 applications. She said, putting college degree on there thins out the responses. I said, but you're infringing on the individual rights of applicants to have equal opportunity. So that heightened me to the
welcome to America, folks.
Abuse of the practice of putting college degree on the form. And I think it also works against workers in terms of unionization, because when you have an employee taking a job and they arrive in debt, that's an intimidated worker. That worker that's trying to pay off that loan is not going to vigorously fight for their rights. So as much as having a college degree, I'm not against the degree. Get one if you want one, if you think you need one. But I'm saying that's part of our equal opportunity in America. We must recognize that the college degree requirement is functioning in many cases, not all cases, in many cases, as a race and class filter. And we have to make
it depends on the field, actually. But yeah,
that part of our black male agenda. Okay.
Case in point, I wouldn't go to a doctor that didn't have a college degree. I'm sorry. Didn't at least go to college for it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Especially in light of this Cheyenne Bryant. You see how far people will go to have a status upgrade.
BGS, what a shock. Dr. Umar defend not doctor, but Cheyenne Bryant.
Oh, okay.
What a shock.
Good for him.
To economic opportunity, and it's bogus. There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of people calling themselves master teacher as well. But let's go to MOT.
Yeah,
No, I guess that was a dig at you.
Of course it is. Okay.
Mhm.
A lot of people call themselves master.
me with that experience.
That's the funny part. You don't even call yourself master teacher. We did.
I don't. Yeah, y'all did exactly.
Like they would have like there's a couple corporations that they would have the degree thing in there, and then they would lateral move over a person that only has a high school education, and they forget about all the qualified applicants, and then they'll just pick somebody who don't have it. So for me, I know
It depends on the field, and I'm not here saying that there's not good old boy crap in the tech industry, but sometimes the white boy is more qualified.
Sometimes it's but it's called good old fashioned nepotism. Is what it is.
Yeah. And like I said, I am not saying that there's not good old boy bullshit.
In California, Latinos do it all the time too. So
yeah,
know that these companies, if they were to get industry input, they don't require a degree for all this. And I don't want somebody with some communications degree or some arts degree to try to bar actual qualified individuals who have 10, 15 years of experience in the actual particular job to not have it because they don't have some arbitrary degree with a whole bunch of student loan debt. That's crazy. But at the end of the day,
it is what it is.
This is what this stuff is about. It is about.
And a lot of HR people that are doing that are starting to get weed out now anyway. Because people.
In fact, who was the one that said it started saying that was trying to basically take away some of that stuff, which is Trump.
Yes,
he's trying to say, okay, you don't need a college degree, okay, to get certain jobs.
And to Trump's credit, he's going after the bullshit degrees too. He said, look, if your degree is not giving your student if your student's not making a certain amount of money, you're not going to get your degree. And I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Eliminating you from the pool so that way they don't.
And by the way, quiet as a cat, that helps black men and black women.
Yeah.
Don't even have to interview.
Right.
And I've seen this stuff like I've seen my job be posted. And then when I got the job, a master's degree, I had that master's degree, IT project management. Next thing you know, the job is reposted. It's reposted for far less money. Now they just require an AA and sign. So I'm like, so y'all needed all this stuff because of me. Now I'm here. I qualify for everything. You're gonna replace the person, give them like half the pay, and then require half of their degree. Like,
half
come
degree.
on, man. What is going on here?
Would you have gone
it's
for half
arbitrary.
the
It doesn't make any sense.
Let me just ask this real quick, Mike. And when I got the job, I found later white guys was coming up to me telling me, they failed the test and they were able to take it over after they remembered all the questions.
Yeah, they're white.
Some told me they never were given the test at all. But we got to make this part of our black male agenda.
Yeah, got to make this part of our.
Yeah, let me try to speed through this really quickly. Providing more pathways for black men to become teachers and school leaders. Only 1% of public school teachers are black men. Vice President Harris will build a pipeline of black male teachers, including by investing in programs under the Department of Education.
That's actually on Dr. T's agenda too. So.
Oh, well.
Trump wants to eliminate to collaborate with historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, and MSIs that will empower black men and others to enter and succeed in the teaching profession where they can serve as role models and mentors to students and improve academic outcomes. Invest in grant programs for mentorship and leadership development. Vice President Harris will commit to expanding and funding for existing community mentorship programs that have a proven track record of helping young black men succeed and connecting them with established leaders in various fields, thereby establishing the next generation of community leaders. You will also support programs like My Brother's Keeper and increase investments in leadership training and mentorship with.
Oh, and who messed up My Brother's Keeper? All right, black woman. Anyway,
in public schools as well as HBCUs and MSIs to provide more opportunities for young black men to develop leadership skills early and throughout their development. Providing financial support to financially stressed farmers and ranchers, including black farmers and ranchers that have been denied access to capital by banks and the federal government for discriminatory reasons. Vice President Harris already distributed more than $2 billion to more than 43,000 farmers and ranchers, including thousands of black farmers and ranchers who were.
Now, I know they're going to complain black farmers aren't getting anything right now, but it's funny because the white farmers aren't getting much now either. And you know what I've noticed, BGS?
What?
The black farmers have got on TikTok and said, oh, now you motherfuckers know what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Not to get the help.
Yep. Oh yeah.
discriminated against and denied.
Also, I know it's not all the farmers, but I don't feel sorry for the farmers that are abusing their animals and then throwing that crap on the shelf and act like it doesn't affect us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel sorry for you. I'm sorry. Stop abusing your animals. Kill them humanely. Oh well, you know what I mean.
To loans and other financial support from banks and
stop pumping them with all that crap. You know that ain't good for us.
The federal government. Now she'll commit to scaling up this program by providing additional financial support to more farmers and ranchers as ranchers facing financial stress, including Black farmers and ranchers, so that they can grow their farms and ranches and stay competitive. Providing Black men and their families with reliable, low-cost internet access. Relieving the burden of medical debt so Black men can take advantage of opportunities to build wealth and start businesses. More than 1 in 4 Black households report having medical debt significantly higher than the rate of medical debt for all adults. Vice President Harris plans to work with states to relieve medical debt, the leading cause of bankruptcy in America. Will disproportionately help Black Americans. She will also implement a rule that would remove medical bills from most Americans' credit reports, enabling them to more easily be approved for mortgages, car loans, and more. Indeed, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau estimates that roughly 22,000 more safe mortgages could be approved annually as a result of the rule. You know, this one is really interesting because so many Black men in the manosphere have passed away the last few years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And no one really knew that they were either sick or anything like that. But when you think about the passing of so many Black men in the manosphere, how many of them would have benefited from having access to affordable care?
How do you know they didn't have access to?
Well, the thing is that's an agenda. How do you know that she would have passed this?
Yeah, and how do you know?
How do you know that she's going to get this in? Okay,
and how do you know the men that passed away didn't have access to health care? You don't.
Yeah, they don't. But the thing is, why are they going over a document that's almost 2 years old? It doesn't mean anything right now.
Because they have nothing better to do, obviously.
Okay.
And that's just watching the stream.
It's putting together. It's not really her. It's her team that put this together at the last second to throw something out there. Okay. And the thing is, it's aspirational, is because it's just a proposal, a campaign promise for the most part. Okay. Look at all the campaign promises that Trump put up that haven't come true. Okay, just in the last year and a half, not even 2 years, right? Okay, I'm going to end the Ukraine war. It hasn't happened. I'm not going to start any more wars. Yeah, I'm going to end inflation. You actually cause more inflation. Okay, that just because you said doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Back or other, Medicaid or Medicare expansion. A lot of Black men are not thinking about this. A lot of Black men during the pandemic were turned away either because they just couldn't be seen by.
Oh, by the way, here's something he's not going to tell you.
What's that?
You do know if you're on Medicaid in certain states, you can't have a certain amount of money. If you have over a certain amount of money in your account, they will take your Medicaid.
During the pandemic, they couldn't turn you away. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have a job. They couldn't turn you away. In fact, the federal government picked up the cost of a lot of that stuff. What are they talking about?
At the ER, or they did not have healthcare coverage because they didn't think they needed it, and then when they needed it, there was nothing to be done. It was too late.
Not every Black man.
That went on way before, way before.
Yeah, that was an issue way before
the pandemic. That was even under Obama. What is he talking about?
And we've talked about on my channel having health insurance and life insurance. So
down the down that path, there was two downstream.
I particularly talked about life insurance because when my mother died, we didn't have a life insurance plan. I found out the hard way.
The thing is, she's not a king. She can say she's going to fight for it, but that doesn't mean it's going to pass.
Exactly.
So why are they pulling out this 2-year-old campaign document, which is what it is, and trying to act like it's some kind of Magna Carta? It's not.
dream at that point. Yeah, I would think that a lot of black men would benefit greatly from, having medical debt removed from their record, their credit reports and things like that. But I'm surprised that so many black men. I mean, you think about rappers. How many rappers have passed away?
Oh my God, rappers!
Whether you're talking about Nate Dogg, you're talking about DMX, you're talking about
MC Breed.
Yeah, MC Breed. There's many rappers that you can name off the top of your head that passed away just in the last 5 to 10 years that did not have wills. They did not have healthcare coverage.
BODB, ODB, remember him?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit older, but, when you're talking about the last 5 or 10 years, there's a lot of black rappers who
Nate Dogg's been dead for a minute.
Well, he has been dead for a minute.
And artists who just passed away and, for the most nefarious reasons, just not having access to quality care. So,
and some had quality care and still passed away.
Yep.
Yeah, comedians too.
But you tell me Michael Jackson and Prince didn't have quality care?
yeah, that's true. But
the healthcare thing leads into that age discrimination thing. It's like,
yes,
when
it
you
does.
get like 45 and up, you don't really. And if you're listening and you're under 45, I have some bad news for you. When you get up to around mid 40s, you got this thing called age discrimination. It's stacked right on top of your race discrimination. Okay, Doesn't get any better. Then you get near in your 50s, your body starts giving you the middle finger, and weird stuff start happening. So yeah, this would have helped us. This would have helped a lot of black men.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I was talking about that for some years, realizing that,
Whatever.
How would it? What specifically would have happened if she had implemented what she said she's going to implement? What would have happened?
We don't know. Only time would tell.
What the thing is, they're not saying what they think would have happened. Oh, this would have helped you. How was it going to help you? How do you know?
What's going on, Louis?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Who are all these manosphere people that died when Biden was in office?
Kevin was one.
Kevin wasn't Kevin in Trump first term?
No, Kevin.
No, it was during Biden's term. It was 2022.
Yeah.
All right, he had worked himself into a fine powder and everything.
Yeah.
David Carroll, because I spoke to David Carroll's sister over Facebook. He had COVID.
Yeah, he had COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
My sister father died of COVID.
Yeah.
And it was a thing with mismanagement with these hospitals and everything. So, and both Republicans and Democrats be passing these damn policies with healthcare because the corporations be paying them off to do that. So
the thing is, okay, when COVID first started, man, they had no idea how to treat it. It was new. That happens with any disease. Okay, your first 2-3 years, you don't know how to fucking treat that disease, right? So they were using the old protocols for this particular, the last protocol for this disease, because COVID is like the second one. Okay, COVID 1, okay, it was a different protocol. So they're using the old protocol, and it didn't fit COVID 2, COVID-19.
Which is why we did critical analysis and went to the experts.
Yeah,
Dr. Dunbar about
Dunbar. Yeah, we found out, okay, what the stuff they were doing was not going to work because too many people were actually dying on it. But the thing is, okay, if you got COVID, it was bad enough they put you on a respirator. That was the worst thing you could do because it actually intensifies the effect of COVID, especially in your lungs. But the thing is, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. They're just running off at the mouth.
Yeah, and a lot of men, period, was susceptible to it because they were considered essential workers.
Yes.
And they were forced to be in an environment where you're most likely going to catch it. I had 3 people in my store that died from COVID.
Yeah, but the thing is, more people would die if the economy shut down, especially with essential workers, okay? A lot of people would have died of starvation and other things, which is worse than COVID. That's how come you had to have essential workers.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was showing you videos on your doing your behind the wall thing.
Yeah. So the thing is, I understand that. Just like the military, right? There's something, certain people have to take risk. Is what it is.
There's certain sacrifices that you got to do to keep the machine running.
The thing is, they're all over. The thing is, they're just running through stuff and blaming people about what you could have done. They're not explaining why it was important. Okay.
Yeah.
I think if she talked about enhancing medical thing, that would have been good for black men because a lot of black men died under COVID, and that doesn't mean anything. Okay. And the thing is, what they're not saying is that if Kamala Harris had this platform, had this kind of platform when she first ran for president back in 2018, I will give her that. Okay, she did it right when she first got confirmed to be a candidate for president. Right? Okay, I'd have given her that. You can't do it a month and a half before the election and call it valid.
No.
And think black people are actually going to go for that. They're not. So I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And the only reason she did that is because of the ice cube effect. Is because they said you're not doing anything for black men. I said, okay, we're gonna pull out something for black men, and they slapped this shit together. It's the last thing. Come on.
Well, I think I could translate what he was saying.
Okay.
In that diatribe. Your mama Democrat, so that's
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Why are they trying to resurrect a bad candidate, man? Oh, Jesus Christ! Anyway, go ahead, man.
Yeah, especially when she screwed up the money so bad. Good Lord.
Oh Lord.
Black men on the whole tend to have. We live a little bit shorter, and we tend to have a little worse medical outcomes because of treatment.
And funny because our lifespan has actually expanded because we've stopped marrying black women. Oops.
That has happened. That's true. But when has that not been the case, regardless who's in office?
Mm-hmm.
So what is he talking
we see
about?
Treatment and so on. So we have more negative outcomes, and this is something that is kind of still trending, and that's and the attack on the healthcare system today, it's certainly going to, without question, yield even further worse results, especially for those in our community.
What attack on healthcare
amongst black men? But
what is he talking about? The attack on the healthcare system. What is he talking about? What attack on the healthcare system?
Yeah, our healthcare system was already jacked up.
I mean, the thing is, he said the attack on the healthcare system today. What is Trump doing specifically to actually attack the healthcare system right now?
I think he's talking about they don't want to renew a subsidy or something.
For immigrants, for illegal immigrants. That's what's going on.
Oh, okay.
That's what helps up. It had nothing to do with us. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way things are evolving now, we can talk about what was going on then. Well, we're going to be seeing some greater problems coming up.
And so, if I understand it correctly, if you are in debt, you cannot get a high level security clearance, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
So all these roads converge.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah, this would have helped a lot in a lot of areas.
Yeah, a lot of intersectionality in regards to how systemic, racism is on top of the other pressing issues that black men face. That I think that her agenda would have addressed, including. Let me just touch on the last one: legalizing recreational marijuana and creating opportunities for black Americans to succeed in this industry. The cannabis industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. We're talking about 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 billion dollars. When you think about how many black men were arrested, when I was a teenager, a lot of black men were arrested just for dime bags and stuff like that. Now that these laws have been rolled back, decriminalization of marijuana and then the legalization of cannabis distribution, black men should be at the forefront of this burgeoning industry. And I don't understand why anybody would want to argue against something like this. Here we had the social equity initiative for cannabis that put forth.
When did we argue against it?
What's he talking about?
Yeah, what is he talking about? When have we argued against black men making money off of that? I only said I wouldn't do it when it was still under Schedule 1. And if I'm not mistaken, Trump made it Schedule 3. I got to go look it up. But
okay. Yeah. But those who have been disproportionately impacted by the drug laws. That means if you miss school for whatever reason, whether it's high school or elementary school, if you were evicted under a raid or some other, because of the laws itself, because of the system, if you were pulled over and you lost your license and you lost your vehicle through asset forfeiture or something like that, you qualified for first position to open up a cannabis dispensary. We started that in Massachusetts. Okay, these things are of the best interest of Black men to fight for. Even though I don't smoke, even though I have no vested interest in the industry, I went to every single.
By the way, I got 42 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the cash app, support the show, put some money on my books.
Meeting just to show presence for Black men, right? And so this is one. I mean, this is a very unique opportunity because no other industry even exists like this, right? You talk about fishing and wildlife and stuff like that. There's no such thing as Black men having access, to these sort of initiatives. If you're a Black man, if you know somebody who's a Black man who is disproportionately impacted by the drug laws, it is in your best interest to support things like this, because when you open up a dispensary, and because on the federal side, it wasn't, at the time, it was not deregulated, you could not get a bank loan. What the city of Boston did and what the state of Massachusetts did is that it fast-tracked, it earmarked funds for those who took first position, which were Black men, to open up dispensaries. And they prevented white people from opening dispensaries in predominantly Black areas. This is monumental. So when people say, oh, Democrats didn't do anything and they never do anything for anybody, this is one area that Black men can easily capitalize on. Even if you don't smoke, even if you don't consume, you should be invested in this into this industry. Go ahead.
By the way, I've heard stories about brothers that try to open dispensaries up in places where it's legal, like California. They got arrested because it's still legal at the federal level. So,
yeah. White boys too. So
yeah, in the
so you got to be careful when you're doing stuff like this. Go ahead, Louis.
No, not even it happened last month in Jersey, the largest city. State troopers raided a lot of dispensaries because they didn't follow the proper guidelines and was carrying product that was not sanctioned to sell.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful and read about what you're trying to do.
The thing you're gonna get into something like this, you got to be really strict about following the codes, is because they already don't like you selling this crap on the street anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, but according to Mike, I don't do critical analysis, right?
I actually agree, because they was kicking people out of school. If you got pulled over if you had any type of pending drug charge, they kick your ass out of school too. Yeah. Terminate your student loan on the spot until your case was over with, for being arrested for it, not convicted, arrested for it. And they would push these cases out 2-3 years, and next thing you know, you can't even graduate with your people. You can't skill up. You can't get no student loan, nothing. I mean, you just kind of locked in at the bottom, and again, this is a political literacy type question, but it's too late for the critics of the water. And like a lot of places, you got to start over. But at the end of the day, we got to set the standards of the conversation you got to be up to date in order for your complaints to matter. Because otherwise, we'll have these wraparound conversations where Republicans don't need to bring anything to the table, and Democrats can bring things to the table and everybody ignore it. There's no real reason or no excuse for that. Not in my vote.
Anybody else?
I'd have to say, totally agree with that. Definitely have to invest in it. These are things that we should be moving aggressively forward with.
Maybe this what Nagon just said, and MOT said, made me think of the Last Poets. This is.
It's talking about bringing stuff to the table. Me and Craig actually talked about this on Monday, and he pointed out that if Democrats really want to win in 2026, they got to bring more to the table than Trump bad.
Yeah, they probably will. But thing is, I think they're trying to. I think they will right after this war is over. Okay. Well, the thing is, they're still trying. They're trying to sit back and let Trump damage the Republicans' reputation. So the longer this stuff goes on, that's probably why they haven't tried to stop this war. Is because it's to their advantage.
Yeah.
The more damage it does, the more damage it does to the Republican Party. So it's starting to leak out little by little. But if you actually want to see it, you got to go to C-SPAN.
Mm-hmm.
But right now they're just waiting on the Republicans to shoot themselves in the foot right now. But the thing is, and then you have a lot of Democrats, man, that are they're getting out of this APAC.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them get out of this.
Hey, Louis, what are we talking about over the phone? That a litmus test for this election is going to be whether or not they take an APAC money.
Yep,
it could be. Yeah, could be.
And Massey, even with him being primaried out, he's causing a lot of ruckus.
Yeah, oh yeah, about APAC. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's really going to be heightened now. People really going to look.
Oh, by the way, I got to point something out to the Butthurt Brain Trust here.
Mm-hmm.
I know y'all didn't say shit when APAC got Cory Bush and Jamal Bowman out of office.
Mm-hmm.
Two black congresswomen and congressmen. Y'all didn't say shit when APAC got them out of office. Don't think you thought we forgot? Sure, I didn't agree with them, but I wasn't campaigning for them to be kicked out of office like that.
I didn't. Thing is, we know why Kamala Harris lost and why the Democrats lost. Okay, why are they still mad? Why are they still mad? What are they still upset about?
And BGS, wasn't it 89% or something of black men voted for Kamala?
It was 80, about 81%, something like that.
Oh, 81? Okay.
It's around 80 because about 20% voted for Trump and
yeah, right. You give or take a point or two. I think it was like 81% actually voted for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that's what I said at the beginning. Like, okay.
Even the black female Democrats are not blaming black men for Kamala Harris losing. Okay, they're not.
Yeah, even Stacey Abrams came out and said you can't blame black men for this.
Stacey Abrams and all these people say that you can't blame the black men for this. You especially can't blame the black manosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because there was a block of Asians, Hispanics, white women voted for Trump.
Voted for Trump, yeah. So I have no idea what their problem is. Okay. They didn't say nothing. They didn't say nothing when people like me said that Trump was going to lose. Where were they then?
Mm-hmm.
Where were they then? When I said Trump was going to lose because of COVID and he lost, where were they then? Because I lost a whole bunch of black master people because of that.
Oh yeah, man.
Sorry, AB.
Go ahead.
And what I said during the going in, it was the summer going into the election, and I told this story. I'm at work. It's summertime, and we get bussed in a lot of the senior citizens from the senior citizen homes to our store, so they could come, with no problem. Because a lot of people they walk to the store, and I'm hearing old black female customers talking about all these immigrants getting all this money.
Yeah.
And I live on Social Security.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I can barely buy food. And I was telling the story where all my old senior citizens, they'll wipe out the freaking ramen noodles section because they living on a fixed income.
Right.
And the American populace was getting gaslit with all these illegal immigrants getting all this money. And who was the president? Biden.
Right, Biden. Yeah.
And that was also a big backlash why Kamala didn't get into office. Also.
Yeah, that's the biggest reason why he didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Louis, because I knew Kamala Harris was really in trouble when I went to my dialysis center with a lot of people in BGS's age range.
Mm-hmm.
And I started hearing black women, not black men, black women, and your age range talking about, you know what? I don't like either candidate, and I'm sitting this one out.
Yep.
When you get a boomer, when you get the boomer generation to sit down, the black generation to sit out, you're doing something wrong. But I had a couple ladies tell me I don't like either candidate, and I'm sitting this one out. I voted enough in my life. But Louis, this is why I made this. This is the thumbnail. But yeah, we're not gonna watch too much.
Yeah,
more.
you ain't shit with that hat.
Well, it was part of his picture, so the AI threw it in there.
For something more than you're against something. And that's what, unfortunately, Black people, we major in being against something. We'll tell you what we don't like, but we don't have proposals to make it better.
When you combine the cannabis industry with cryptocurrencies, with digital protections, regulatory frameworks, I mean, I can go on. I can start a whole stream just on that alone. In fact, we used to cover cannabis streams with Complex Design, and so we've expounded on this many times before. But
yeah, but Complex isn't with you no more. Oops.
So
Black men were in a perfect position.
Yeah, and what happened? If they were in a perfect position, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
They talked about it for 5 years. What happened?
And that's where you have to engage in your local politics to put in the people to execute your agenda.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you have to have a certain the thing is, you get into cannabis and start a shop, stuff like that. You got to have a whole lot of money backing you. That's the problem.
Yes.
Capital. Yeah. It wasn't the racism. Racism had a part to do with it, but it's mostly capital.
To take advantage of this, now you get nothing with this administration that's in office right now. And good for you if you voted for it. Let's go to.
That's the funny part. A lot of Black men didn't vote for it, but anyway.
CNBC. Because I think this is also relevant. I'll just play 30 seconds of it because I think it is important for people to understand that she did not come out with this agenda just because somebody said so at the time that this came out during 2024 election. Let me play this from CNBC.
Right now to talk about all of this is Charles Phillips. He is co-founder and managing partner of Recognize. He's the co-chair of the Black Economic Alliance and a board member at American Express, Paramount Global, and Compass. And Charles, thanks for coming in today.
Glad to be here.
Let's talk a little bit, first of all, about why you are a supporter, why you're coming on today.
Well, I've known her since 2003 when I lived in the Bay Area. When we started the Black Economic Alliance, there were 2 senators that joined us, 70 business people and 2 senators. One was Cory Booker. The other one was Kamala Harris in 2017. So she's been working on these issues about the Black economy for a long time. To me, she has receipts on this. And so I think she's authentic. She has some good ideas. She surrounds herself with smart people. A lot of ideas that come, some are good, some are bad. And she's good at kind of deciphering which ones to go with.
Now, people in the manosphere said, hey, she's not even qualified to be a dog catcher. I would rather vote for Robert F. Kennedy. Jill Stein is a better candidate. Not according to this brother from the Black Economic Alliance.
He's just one guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not according to that.
Who is he?
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Never heard of him either.
Not even close. Let's skip over to this. The 19-point Black male agenda, political agenda, okay, by T.S. Johnson and other Manusfarians who decide that they want to contribute to this agenda, okay? Let me just read it high level. Black male political agenda is a living document that continues to be augmented with policy ideas from mostly Black men that are designed solely to improve quality of life for Black males across age, class, income, geography, occupation, sexuality, and color. It contains policy ideas that are state-based, federal, and or both. The ideas proposed here unapologetically identify the target audience when drafted into policy, Black males. It should be made clear that these policies are not designed for normally.
So in other words, we're talking about doing it at the federal and state level.
Mm-hmm.
Defer to when politicians try to deflect from giving Black men resources, such as people of color, the poor, right? Well, let's talk about this. Let's look at the streamlined list of 19 points here. Family court reform, okay? State issue.
Can you make that bigger so we can?
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Family court reform, okay? State issue. This is the number one thing that Black men seem to be concerned about. But in the Black manosphere, there's a lot of childless Black men. So how do you square the circle with childless Black men and family court reform?
It's easy because black men want to get married, and family court is goes beyond just children. Goes with divorce and stuff like that. Okay, that's family court.
Well, you know what? In fairness, I wouldn't. Are we supposed to regard this as a list of in like priority order, or is it just, he said it's a living document? So I'm not gonna assume that the way that it's ordered is like the most important.
No.
Unless he. I'm getting it wrong.
It's not. It's not.
I don't know. I mean, if it had any sort of priority, it doesn't seem to be structured in the last few years. And according to them, it started September 24th, 2020, and this document was last updated January 23rd, 2026, right? So if it had any sort of rank to it, they haven't articulated that, right? And so I'm only going off of what this is saying, right? That number one is family court reform. I mean, they should have a ranking system as to where on the list of priorities should this be adjudicated, right? Because when you say family court reform at the state issue, well, mostly Republican states are not necessarily interested in family court reform at this point.
Oh.
Because if that was the case, you would see more Republicans running on this whole entire.
Oh, so that's why they want DNA test at birth.
Agenda, and I don't really see.
Oh, that's why if you're shown to be the father at DNA test at birth, you automatically get put on child support.
A lot of white Republicans males want family court reform.
Yes.
And the people are actually against it. The people who are actually against it are what? Liberals. Especially the white women. Especially the white women, yes.
And Mitch McConnell and he's got.
Go ahead, Louis.
And, it's a big thing where everybody want to rag on the black manosphere about this Kamala Harris thing not winning. But also another major issue that she did not get elected was the dominant majority, which is white people. She was a symbol of the declining white population, compounded on with all these illegal immigrants. They were seeing themselves as losing power. We're not even the dominant minority.
We're not. We're not.
How are we going to make a difference in the election? This is white people fighting back, trying to reclaim their country. And one of my favorite pastimes, like I told you, BGS, I've been listening to my favorite white supremacist podcast.
Okay.
And especially those hardcore Christian ones. Art played one of them, his last stream. That's all they're talking about is reclaiming the population dominance in this country. And Kamala, not even a black woman, she's a Indian woman. It's the browning of America. Yeah, browning of America, which something, I give Roland Martin his props on that because he always talked about that. But that was the major issue why, Kamala also lost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But this woman, man, she wasn't going to become president. She couldn't even write a one-page policy statement with a bullet list of what she proposes to do as far as like handling the duties of the office of president. This lady is a diszoid. Excuse me for using that language, but I just couldn't see it. As a matter of fact, we would actually be in World War III if Kamala Harris was in office.
That's possible, yeah. It's very possible we would have been. But that wasn't that wasn't one of the major reasons that they got rid of her. But it's one of my major, but it wasn't most people's, okay?
Yeah.
Running on this. What about Daniel Cameron? And
can I say one more thing?
In Kentucky, is he running on this? I don't think so.
Hold on a minute.
I mean, Mike, let's keep it real. It's.
Go ahead.
And nobody saying about with the Democrats when they were plotting to put offer Kamala Harris a federal judge position just to get rid of her so she won't run to be president. So they ain't talking about that. That's what the Democrats were doing. Because they even knew, even behind the scenes, even within the first year of Biden's term, a lot of the Democratic controlled media was talking about how incompetent she was and everything. So they were putting that stuff out there. It wasn't Fox News. It was CNN and MSNBC.
Yeah.
They were kicking her back in.
Yeah, plus she had all of that baggage, because I was out in California at the time that she was Attorney General of the state. She had all of that baggage that, her office, the hell that she gave a lot of constituents out there in the state of California, especially in the penal system. I don't know how that escaped her.
I'm so glad you said that, because when Mike was on my panel on Monday, I told her about how she was locking single black mothers up for truancy. And
Yeah.
you said, that's been debunked. I was like, where?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It was not debunked. Where'd you get debunked at?
Where?
It was a big thing when she ran the first time about her locking up single mothers for truancy. She actually gave a speech on it.
Yeah, and Bitter Truth was playing the videos of it on the stream.
I know. What's he talking about? But these are politically critical and savvy people. Okay.
Yeah, I actually have a video for since he said that's been debunked. Okay, let's take a look.
Ricky Smiley, D.L. Hughley, Charlamagne.
Shout out to Pink Book Lessons, but let's skip ahead a little bit.
$1,000, and now it's over $21,000 per year per student. That's for basic students. Remember, they get way more if they can place a disability on your child. So yeah, they're definitely getting more for physical disabilities, mental disabilities, and learning disabilities. This is why they're also eager to place the ADHD label on kids. So yeah, Kamala lied. She said that she went after parents to stop crime. She was only going after them for money. No different than keeping men in prison past their release dates to save money, have free labor for them to fight fires for the state. It's all about money and exploiting black bodies, just like her Irish slave master ancestors in Jamaica.
In San Francisco, we threatened the parents of truants with prosecution.
I first heard of Kamala Harris when she got elected, California.
Now, you're going to go to that single black mother right there and tell her she's lying? Right? You're going to go to that woman and say she's lying with a straight face after her daughter had a stroke because of all the foolishness Kamala Harris put her through?
Wow.
Yes, her daughter had a stroke because her mother was dealing with court and the stress of that. Her daughter had a stroke. Now she survived, thankfully, but still.
California Attorney General.
You go to that woman and said that she was misinforming people.
We are putting parents on notice. We are going to make sure that you face the full force and consequences of the law.
She wrote a report saying truancy was costing California schools $1.4 billion a year in funding.
Because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding.
I want money.
Kamala then wrote a law making it criminal for parents if their kids miss school time. Kamala even wrote a book called Smart on Crime.
You can read an excerpt from the book that she just plugged shamelessly. It's called Smart on Crime.
Talking about arresting parents for truancy.
I sent a letter on my letterhead out to every parent in the public school system.
In 2012, like all California parents.
Hey, BG, as you notice, if you look on the California map, but more than likely some of those counties they send them black women out to them were some red. Them were some of the red spots. Oops.
Oh yeah.
I received.
If you actually go look at California's congressional, breakdown of districts, a map of who voted for her, that map was actually pretty red. She still won the state, but still.
A threatening letter from Kamala Harris saying we'll go to jail for a year if our kids even miss 10% of school days. It was like a crazy intimidation tactic.
I'm going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought, wow, this woman doesn't have any empathy. Is it because she's not a mother? I also thought, how could she not understand it would disproportionately affect people of color, single black mothers?
She also didn't care that it would mostly impact black children because she doesn't.
And you often like to accuse us of not caring about black women. We hate black women so much, but your candidate Kamala Harris went after single black mothers, and you tried to deny it.
Doesn't care about black children.
AB, didn't one mother that caught a stroke and her kid couldn't go to school because her mother caught a stroke and she got prosecuted?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
She's not us. She's a red dot Indian who was raised a significant amount of time in Canada, mixed with a daddy born in Jamaica, Irish and Indian. She's a cosplaying, pretending chameleon, an Indian-raised woman trying her best to act like an American black woman by associating herself with the Black Divine Nine and HBCUs, the biggest scammer ever. So no, she didn't care because she never saw herself as one of us in the first place. Now listen closely to what Kamala Harris did to this woman. And I want Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, Michael Eric Dyson, fake Tamika Mallory, Angela Rye. I want y'all to respond to this.
But honestly,
did she come with lettuce and tomato on the side? I'm just playing.
I didn't imagine it could affect me. Her teachers had her medical records from the Children's Hospital. I even had a 504 plan, which was an agreement between the school district and the parents to provide care for students with disabilities. It was April 18th, 2013, in the morning. I'm in my pajamas. I had just fed my daughter, gave her medications, sent her off to school. Little did I know, there was a warrant out for my arrest. All of a sudden, the police is outside my house, and they started banging on the door. I opened up my door, and 2 officers entered my home. They told me I was under arrest for my child missing school. They said I was going to jail. I was shocked. I said, but my baby is sick. The school knows that. And they said, go talk to Kamala Harris. Place your hands behind your back.
My mom did nothing wrong. We did everything we were supposed to. I was always bringing doctor's notes, always
Yeah, that's the young lady that had a stroke, unfortunately.
calling the school to let them know that I was in the hospital.
Then they handcuffed me. So they take me outside for what you call a perk walk. And oh my God, the TV news was there. The newspapers were there.
Wow.
You could swear I had killed somebody. It was degrading and humiliating. I was taken to the Criminal Justice Center. They took my mugshot. I was fingerprinted like a criminal, and I was terrified.
And it felt like I caused her so much pain.
Now, Mike, you gonna go to that young lady and tell her that she didn't go through pain, that she lied about the whole thing? Are you gonna go to her and her mother with a straight face?
AB.
Yeah.
It was the black manosphere that caused her to get arrested.
Yeah, you're right. They probably would try to.
I'm done. I'm done.
Because in reality, it is because of me, even though I know it's
By the way, hit my Cash App, support the show. Are you not entertained?
not directly my fault.
Man, this is horrible. She's blaming herself for what Kamala did to them. No, this was not her fault. She was a disabled child. Kamala knew this.
Yes, sweet. That's not your fault.
And went after them anyway. Why? Because the pretending chameleon was a woman with an agenda and aspirations of being president dating back to 2008. Kamala used them in California to humiliate them for political gain. She targeted and criminalized them, something she won't even do to illegal immigrants. Remember? Kamala said she would decriminalize illegal immigration, but she was out there in California searching for charges to put on black people. That's your so-called progressive prosecutor. Yeah, they love talking about this fake record that she's so proud of, but they never bring up the thousands of cases like this.
Sorry.
The next day, the Orange County Register showed the pictures of my arrest. They even had a close-up picture of my hands in handcuffs to show here's a black mother being arrested.
It was a truancy rate at over 2.5 times that of white students.
Everyone knew most truant kids were black. I think Kamala Harris wanted me as an example to threaten other single black mothers, like, this can happen to you if you don't get your kids in class.
Oh, but we're the ones that hate single black mothers like that, right?
The police even put out a press release naming me and other black single mothers like Toya Daniels who got arrested the same day. But my hell was just beginning. They gave me 2 charges: failure to supervise and encourage school attendance and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. I couldn't believe it. They framed my daughter as a gang member and basically charged me with neglect. I spent the next 2 years in court fighting these charges. Kamala assigned her nastiest prosecutors to my case.
My homicide prosecutors.
She need to sue Kamala Harris's ass off. But anyway.
My gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
Like 10 different prosecutors. They kept pressuring me to plead guilty and spend a year in jail, but I kept refusing because I did nothing wrong. All the time I had to spend going to court, I was struggling to care for my shill. I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted. I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
And I ended up being in the hospital a lot during her trial. And in that hospital stay was when I had my stroke.
Wait, hold up.
Her child was already fighting sickle cell.
Yeah.
Then Mike V talk about that's one of the reasons why people go bankrupt. It's because of hospital bills.
Oh yes.
So Kamala Harris caused this woman who had a job, had to take time off from work to be in the court system on charges that she was obviously innocent of because a child was ill.
Yeah.
She lost a home, homeless, and God knows what financial burden she was under because of the hospital
She had
bills.
already taken time off of work to help take care of her daughter.
Yeah, and she probably lost her health care because people get employment because they provide health insurance.
Yes.
I'm looking at
not BGS.
I'm looking at
That's your fault. That's your fault, BGS.
That's funny.
I'm looking at the picture, and I'm more than certain that she had her own physical, her personal healthcare issues that she had to deal with while under that pressure of taking care of herself, her child, and all of the other BS that she had to handle. Is she still living? That's a lot of pressure.
I believe so.
Still, then they had to fight Kamala for over 2 years, putting them in a position that caused way more stress on both of them.
I looked her up before I got on the stream. I believe she's still living. BGS has disappeared like a ghost, but that's cool.
Especially the child. More stress placed on her body from Kamala targeting them and trying to send her only caregiver to jail for no real reason. That's how she ended up having a stroke, which ended up causing permanent damage.
Oh, okay.
I had a stroke about 4 or 5 days ago, and right now I'm doing pretty good. My hand is doing okay, I guess.
In 2015, after 2 years, they finally just gave up and dismissed my case. In 2018, the Supreme Court of California ruled that truancy cannot be punished by incarceration. It was unconstitutional. The courts finally stopped Kamala Harris' abuses. When I look back, I ask, why did Kamala Harris arrest me? Why was Kamala Harris so insensitive to a Black woman with a handicap?
Oh, but we're so insensitive to Black women, right?
Well, first, I learned that Kamala Harris has no common experience with Black people. She grew up with an Indian mother. I remember she kept saying she was Indian.
To become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good. What we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe. Yes. Because you are Indian. Yes.
And I learned she grew up in Canada, not in the United States, and went to a wealthy high school. I think in Canada, she must not have been exposed to American values.
Yeah, this is my message to the AKAs. And yes, I do have family members that are AKAs, and I would say this to their face. If this drunk AKA is the best you could do, y'all don't deserve to run shit.
I got to give it to you, AB. These clips are outstanding, man. You do a hell of a job. Oh, man.
I mean, seriously. I agree.
I mean, and don't get it twisted. I know not all y'all are stupid, but if Kamala Harris is the best you can give this country, you don't deserve to run shit.
It's that cackling that gets me, man. It's like, oh, she sounds like a witch to me. That's just me.
Yeah, they all do that cackling because I was at. Look, yeah, let me show you. That's a thing with the AKA. So yeah.
Oh well.
But yeah, y'all get the gist, man. And I'm not going back to Mike, man. That what did BGS said? That's like listening to paint dry.
Yeah.
It's like listening to paint dry, man. But yeah, I wanted to do a critique of that stream because they were trying to defend the drunk AKA. I was like, okay. And I was told by Mike in my last stream that I don't do critical analysis. Oh, really? But yeah,
I don't know. It just seems like it's the same thing during every election cycle. When it comes to these particular people, they never have a plan. They never have an agenda. An agenda that everybody can agree on that has priorities that's going to benefit, not just one segment of the country, but, all Black people in the United States, economically, financially. We got a housing problem. The economy is up shit creek without a paddle or a life jacket. Why don't you guys talk about those type of things instead of this failed effort with these marijuana dispensaries?
Right.
I've been looking at this shit for like the past 30 years, and it's just like I say, I'm not a pessimist. I'm not a doomer and a gloomer, but I don't see things getting any better. So if you're gonna look out for anybody, look out for yourself and your self-interest.
And you know what? Also, all right, you're talking about the marijuana dispensaries. How about this? Since it's legal in the states that is legal, people that got convicted of buying weed, I'm not talking about selling it, buying like a dime bag or whatever, and they got a conviction that is hindering them from gaining employment, how about I give them amnesty and pardon those convictions off? If they got caught buying, getting a small amount, a dime bag or whatever for recreational use, because I know a lot of brothers and sisters, both, that got records for smoking weed, not selling it, for smoking it. So how about expunging that off the record? So they could be
and those sentences they were passed down under federal sentencing guidelines, were they not?
Yeah.
If you got yeah.
Yeah, that's another one I made. MLT tried to claim that I wanted Cynthia G for some odd reason, but that's a nice concept there with the Medusa head. With the snake hair, and dude, the only reason I even brought her up on Monday is because Amiri Brown was on this panel. He calls himself Inquisitive Prince now. But I was like, dude, you thought we forgot about who you were? You thought we forgot about you being hiding under Cynthia G's skirt? Seriously. But yeah, I got
which AI image generator do you use to develop those?
Gemini.
Gemini?
Yes.
No, like I said, they're pretty good, man. You got me looking forward to them every time I get on YouTube now.
Oh yeah. I just, I just practice, man. That's how.
Tootsie rolling.
Yep. Yeah. They tell you where you voter rights. Don't wear the Democrats will say you did.
Hey, AB.
Yeah.
What are the prompts you're using for the illustration? Because something I learned, because with me and my thumbnails, I always put in the instructions. Put in something like this will be high detailed comic book style illustration. That's what I use for ChatGPT. It might work for Gemini, and you will get a lot of good realistic illustrations in your thumbnails also.
My dirty secret is actually at the beginning of the prompt, I type illustrated, and if I want it to be a specific size, I'll say like 16:9, which is the normal size for a thumbnail, for HD thumbnail.
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
but try saying.
No, go ahead, Louis.
And because I'm paying for Gemini, I get a relatively decent sized picture.
Okay, so try when you say illustrated. Try next time comic book style, high detailed illustration. The more instructions you put in, it would you will get better outcomes.
Right.
It'll be better than the ones you have in like I had told you, your thumbnail game is on fire right now.
Yeah, and a lot of images you see that they're not my first. They're not my first prompt. Sometimes I modify the prompt and add more to it. To enhance it, like this one right here. This wasn't my first prompt actually. They had different shirts on and everything. I modified the way I needed to until I got what I needed.
Who was the guy with the shades?
That's Mike V.
Oh, that's how he looks.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how he looks in your life.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Hey, so
I went to his channel and copied this thumbnail. That's how I got that picture.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you do your own thumbnails before you put them on Gemini or what?
It depends. Particularly for the thumbnails, I will take it into. I use it was Affinity Publisher, but now it's called Affinity by Canva.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really, really good program. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me. I'm looking for a particular. Oh, wait a minute. I have to go. I'm at the wrong folder. Give me a second. Inspiration, and we're going to scroll down to.
You got the Democratic logo in the background. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Democratic.
Let's see, do I have enough? Oh yeah. But yeah, he has something else on, but I made this one for. I made this one. And actually, believe it or not, I took that into CapCut. CapCut has an avatar feature now, so that's how I made this one. I'm done. I'm butthurt in life. And it's all ABMedia83's fault. It's always ABMedia83's fault. I'm butthurt. I'm butthurt. I'm butthurt.
I guess what they say is true. I guess what they say is true. That AI can be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I made this one with MLT's image. It's the butthurt blues. No matter who, 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 it's the butthurt blues.
Hey, have you ever heard of this guy named Ken Hamlin?
No.
Well, that last image, he sort of reminds me of him. He had a Stetson hat.
You gonna say something, Louis?
Oh yeah, the first one with Mike V.
Yeah.
You should also at the end, like, this has been presented to you by Preparation H.
Oh shit!
Since he's butthurt.
Oh man.
Man, oh man.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going crazy with these. Well, here's the thing. I can actually do Illustrate too with actual real vector.
Yeah, that was a nice one too. Yeah. BGS in the background.
They're like Morgan Freeman back there.
Oh
yeah. Wow. YouTube jail, huh? Wow.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So when you getting paroled?
I don't know. They haven't responded back yet, and they didn't pay me this month, so whatever. I'm just rolling with the punches right now and still doing my thing.
Well, it could be a sign of things to come across the whole YouTube spectrum at the rate things are going now.
Well, it's a lot of content creators. I think I had sent it to you, AB. It's one of the big liberal sites. His viewership went down like 60% because of the new algorithm YouTube is pushing out.
Really?
Yeah, against a lot of better known content creators. They all suffering. It's I think it's across the whole site. Period.
Yeah, I'm thinking about starting a Patreon for real and find other ways to, get. Add
you ever thought about doing Rumble?
Yeah, I got a Rumble channel. I need to start uploading there.
Well, you should do some lives on Rumble.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. I haven't tested out yet, but I'll test it out.
You know what I was thinking the other day?
What's that?
You think the Chinese will buy YouTube one day? I know it's far fetched, but
no, Google owns YouTube.
Yeah, Google owns YouTube, so that'll probably never happen.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And plus, with the grief that the Trump administration gave TikTok over by being owned by China, I do not see China having a streaming site over here.
Yeah, I made this one for the 304 duo Megan Thee Stallion and Angel Reese.
Yeah, Meg the Mayor. I could never get why she called herself Meg the Stallion. It's like, honey,
Meg the dude horse.
Look up the word stallion.
Yeah. I call her Meg the dude horse. Because Stallion's a dude horse.
Wow.
And she if you look at the graphic, I said she says, "Girl, I cheated on my friend's boyfriend again." Keyword again.
Yeah, you got the 5 brothers X in the door to the right.
Yeah, one of them saying, "Ho, use some hoes, ho." Another one saying, "Damn, old girl got 80 bodies on her." Talking about Angel Reese.
Hey man, put together a portfolio, man. You're gonna make some money here in a few more months. Really?
Yeah, I'm trying. I have to get my vector skills up because I could do some of this myself manually, but you know.
Well, you know, like they say, practice makes perfect. You know, take it from an artist myself. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I was well trained in Photoshop and Illustrator. Took classes on.
Oh, that's obvious.
That's one of the reasons my prompts come out so good. And if there's something missing, I can always take it into Affinity, and Affinity is believe it or not free. Affinity is pretty much Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign all in one program. You don't have to.
Hey, you ever try any 3D concepts? You know, just on anything, any subject.
Yeah, Blender. I could do some basic 3D stuff, but I haven't gotten into big detail yet.
Okay.
But I could do some basic 3D. But I would be lying.
I'm mainly working with Chat GPT right now. You know, just doing a lot of text work. You know, laying out outlines for urban planning proposals. You know, maps, stuff like that. So, but I'll check out
right now. Gemini is my preferred LLM. I'm sticking with Gemini. I'm also playing CapCut $20 a month, so I can have access to the animation features and all that. I'm still thinking about learning DaVinci Resolve though. You know,
DaVinci Resolve.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the free version of Premiere that's out. It has After Effects animations in it too. Now for my for setting up the streams, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys since we're done. I use a hold on, I gotta delete some stuff on my OBS here. I use OBS for cameras. Where's it at? Is it showing? Okay.
You got a comic book series going for that comic book character on your cover art?
I'm thinking about it.
Nice concept.
Let's see, print this up a little bit.
Looks extremely realistic.
Oh, it's not showing. Shit. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me do this. It usually shows the programs that I'm using, but let me yeah, playing with OBS here. Sometimes you gotta play with OBS a little bit for it to show up properly. All right, Brave. That's Brave browser. There it goes. All right. Now I can show what I need to show. This is a little software program I wrote to create my descriptions. It is I streamlined the process to make it a little bit easier. Like I write my topic right here. All my source links I put here, make it into a list. My main links I put here. This is for my tags. This is some peer. This actually takes a lot of skill. You have to know how programming languages work. Do that. Then I have the message at the end. Then, as you can see at the bottom, I have this little button here called generate, and it generates the description for me. Then I'll take it over here to StreamYard, and I'll just copy it and paste it in. But let me like I could change the topic here. Let's see. Let me just delete a sentence right here. And you see it's right here. And I put my tags right after, but all I have to do is press generate, and it eliminates that little sentence.
Okay.
And all that saves when I close the program too, because I designed it where it automatically saves to a file when I close it.
Yeah, that's for people that got a lot of time on their hands, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people cheat. They just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people use programs and cheat, but it is what it is. Yeah, they keep their description in a file somewhere, and you can tell by the way because how consistent they are. But that's my way of doing it.
When they talk about the shortcomings of AI in reference to the power consumption levels of these data centers.
Yeah.
I look at all of the the graphic work that's being done by these processors, and I can see how it's a real big problem.
A lot of people are even though I'm paying for it, I try not to overly rely on AI to do everything. A lot of people they go crazy. Some developers will have like 100,000 lines of code and they will put all that in the AI, and that just uses up a lot. They use up a lot of tokens and stuff. So, and I just don't do that kind of stuff. Now I do use GitHub Copilot to help me, help me write certain stuff, but I never use it for. I would never let AI just totally write an entire application like that for me. I did all that by hand.
Yeah, you got to have a balance, Just do a little bit of AI, and then every now and then pick up an actual book,
Yes.
And actually read it, or go back to the old standby, just pick up a piece of paper and sketch out.
AI is actually helpful when I want to figure out how to do something when I'm programming. It's actually very helpful. It's so helpful. It's actually built into the Visual Studio, the tool I use. A chatbot is built into the tools. I tell you, if I need to look up something, I just go to the chatbot and look it up, and I can look it up via Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll give me an answer. And sometimes the answer works, sometimes it doesn't. And even in the IDE, and this is a Microsoft certified IDE, it tells you I might make mistakes. Check your work.
Yeah, they always say that at the very bottom, which is
so when I hear all these people talking about Claude, vibe code is going to take over. No, it's not. It's not smart. AI is not smart enough.
No, because artificial intelligence gets its intelligence from human intelligence.
Yes.
A lot of people forget that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Your smartphone's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Basically, the only difference between programming a computer or a laptop, which I'm on right now, and a smartphone is a chipset.
Yeah.
You have a chipset you're working with.
Yeah, every time you put your finger onto a smartphone, you telling the smartphone what to do,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my battery's going down, so it was a nice discussion.
We're about to shut down anyway. Because I got to do a treatment in the morning. I got to do a treatment in the morning anyway. So, but about to shut down anyway. Thanks for coming up, brother.
Hey man, continue doing the outstanding job with those. I'll be looking forward to your next sketch.
All right, have a good one. Have a good one. I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is ABMedia83, and I'm out. Peace. Yo, this is ABMedia83. To support the channel, hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time I upload a live stream, video, or short. And always remember, guard your image, guard your peace. Keep it moving. This is ABMedia83, and I'm out. Peace.